Good morning! Hi, everybody. Welcome to another exciting, maybe, episode of Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reread. It's been a while. No, it hasn't. Really, actually, no, it hasn't. I don't know why I'm going through those things when it's not true. For those curious about the, are we gambling? No, we're not. The connection between what we're doing today and the song that we had at the beginning. Now, I gotta say, I'm really proud of this one. So, however, this does have spoilers for Persona 5 in it. Well, I can avoid the spoilers. Let's just say that in Persona 5, the bosses of all of the dungeons are the name of the character whose like palace or dungeon it belongs to. But when they are transformed, they also have the name of a demon interspersed between their first and last names. To give an example, yep, Otaku got it. But to give an example, the first boss is I can't remember what his first name is, but it's something Asmodeus Kamoshida. The middle demon name of the boss of that palace that has that theme in it is Leviathan. And Leviathan is who we're going to be tackling today for Primals. What do you think, right? That was pretty good. That was probably that's the best one I've come up with so far. I think so, at least. So yeah, in case it's not obvious, we're going to be going after Leviathan today. We're going to be tackling the Through the Maelstrom MSQ quests. I'm alone today. Originally we were going to have Bees, but Bees is not feeling, or they're just having a little rough today. So I let them know that we would reschedule, so they'll probably be joining us for a different episode. But it's just me today in the meantime. But I will be sufficient. Let's swap on over, shall we? And get out of the group pose. So, this is also technically the first episode that we've gotten a chance to start in the new headquarters of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, the Rising Stones. So far, nothing has really changed since we last left it. Thancred is still gazing longingly at Minfilia's mom. Tataru is still standing on a chair. Y'shtola is still reading the same book. Hori Boulder and Ida are still having a squats contest for which Ida has thoroughly trounced Mr. Boulder. Pop Limo looks on in shame, and Coltonant is just having a little tea. And Alpha Note is... I don't know what he's doing. Who cares, really? But let's move on. Let's see what we got. What do we got on the docket? Minfilia? Still Waters. Minfilia has a new assignment for you. How exciting. Truly, there is no rest for the weary. Scarce had I begun to make myself at home when I received a request for assistance from Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern. It would appear that their storehouse in Horizon has been the target of a series of covert robberies. Minor as they seemed in isolation, occasional discrepancies in the manifests were long dismissed as clerical errors. It was only during the concern's annual audit that the pattern became apparent. Significant quantities of crystals, and only crystals, were missing. I need hardly tell you what that may imply. Primal summoning, probably. The Brass Blades charged with investigating... The Brass Blades charged with investigating the thefts believe that someone within the concern is selling the crystals for profit. Alas, they have as of yet been unable to identify a likely suspect, and the concern's proprietors have grown frustrated by their lack of progress. Needless to say, I would not have agreed to intervene had the stolen goods been of monetary value. If there is even a possibility that the thief acts not out of self-interest but in service to a primal, we can ill afford to wait for the Blades to realize their mistake. Pray depart for Horizon at your earliest convenience. Rendezvous with Y'shtola when you arrive. She and Thancred have already begun a preliminary investigation. I have every confidence that the three of you will get to the bottom of these thefts. I only hope that our fears prove unfounded when you do. Sure, easy enough. Unfortunately, we're not in Ul'dah anymore, so it's not as easy to get to Ul'dah, or to Horizon specifically. When you arrive in Horizon, be sure to speak with Y'shtola. She will inform you as to the latest developments. For my part, I shall continue to speak with the concern's representatives. They may have additional information which could be of use. ARR Y'shtola is wearing the Eorzea equivalent of grad student attire. Well, you know, sometimes people like keeping their old school uniforms around. And what do you know? Continuity, Thancred and Y'shtola are gone. Good work, team. We did it. I'm gonna do this, even though we can just teleport directly to Horizon. But, I got these tickets, I might as well use them, right? Also, apologies if you hear any me wrestling with a plastic bag. I've got a bag of Twizzlers here with me for my snack today, so I might be grabbing those a few times. Yesterday I did another book with Bees and Chezek, and Chezek gave me this slime puddle, which is, as according to it, fun for the whole family. I'm not sure I believe that, but we'll pop it anyway and see what it's like. Minion slime puddle. Once stepped upon, slime can be nigh on impossible to remove from the soles of boots, making the shapeless creatures a nuisance to those who mine the mountains in which slimes reside. The Encyclopedia Eorzea recommends a squeeze of sun lemon to loosen their stony grip. Silence the slimes lest you succumb to the flames. Ancient proverb. I'm not really sure what that means in this case, but whatever. Nope, okay. Hi, Y'shtola. Ah, Ruja, your assistance is most welcome. I have already spoken at length with the brass blades of the Rose, albeit to little avail. It would seem the thieves took great pains to conceal their activities. I could go into further detail, but your time might be better spent in conversation with Fufulupa. He is the officer charged with leading the investigation, and I would only be repeating that which he related to me. If aught eluded my attention, mayhap it will not elude yours. Is Thancred around here somewhere, or is he just flirting with widows again? Yeah, good old Fufulupa. We have not had as much contact with him, but Fufulupa is, if you may recall, a central character in the Ul'dah starting zone, which you can watch on my YouTube channel. You can watch Savar, Ruja's brother, go through the steps that led to Fufulupa being here and still alive and not dead. Oh, hello there. Ruja, was it? Y'shtola said to expect you. Terrible business, these thefts. We have yet to confirm the quantity of the crystals stolen, but I dare say it may be greater than... but never mind that. I have news to share. A short while ago, the driver of a heavily laden carriage refused to halt for inspection and broke through one of our checkpoints on the Royal Allegan Sunway. The cart bolted off towards eastern Thanalan, where, thank the gods, I hear that our colleagues were able to apprehend them without further incident. A speeding carriage? That would seem a curious choice for thieves of such proven cunning. Yet the Amalja do have a foothold in eastern Thanalan. And what of their cargo? Do they carry the crystals we seek? We should be receiving a report any moment now, but I fail to see what else it could... Did you miss me, friends? I'm back, but I fear I come bearing disappointing news. Or, on second thought, perhaps it's good news after all. Thancred, where have you been off to? Flirting with MILFs, of course. I figured you had everything under control here, so I just took a brief excursion to the east to check up on our Amalja friends. And wouldn't you believe it, I happened upon a runaway carriage on the way, and even was able to do my small part and help my friends in the brass blades intercept it. In all my years, I have never seen such a prodigious quantity of somnus. The blades were calling it one of the greatest hauls they've ever seen. Oh, good. The cops took the drugs. Good. I'm sure it will be removed from the streets permanently. The stolen crystals, on the other hand, were nowhere to be found. Is that so? Alas, I suppose we've no choice but to resume our search elsewhere. We should reassess our options as well. Come with us, Ruja. I'm having a really hard time figuring out how to differentiate Thancred and Y'shtola's voices. I'll figure something out. Thancred just sounds a little more jovial and flirtatious, while Y'shtola just sounds done with everybody's shit. And so we find ourselves back where we began. What have I overlooked? Against all expectation, it would seem the Amalja are innocent of this particular spate of crimes. By all indications, they have yet to replenish the stores of crystals exhausted during their last attempt to summon Ifrit. What I can't fathom is why anyone else would go to such lengths to obtain crystals, and in such quantities. It cannot be that we are dealing with simple thieves. If their motives were profit, why would they limit their trade to crystals alone? Plainly, we are missing something. Obviously, Thancred have a Johnny Bravo accent. When you think of what that might be, I shall inform Urianger of our progress, or lack thereof. Is that good? Is that a good Johnny Bravo voice?
Now then. Tis I. The situation may be more complicated than we anticipated.
Indeed, I shall remain watchful. Ere thou goest, another matter requireth thine attention. A young maiden, full eager to... Wherefore inquirest thou of her fairness? Oh, very well. Be she damsel or devil, I shall direct her steps to Revenant's Toll.
I love that. Like, yeah, a lady was after you. What do you mean, is she cute? Who fucking cares?
Save thine insinuations for one given to such impropriety. Thou shalt not find me amenable.
Urianger, why did you leave the door open? Flies are gonna get in, dude. Is that her? Is that the Final Fantasy XIV love of my life?
Far across the sea from the land of Domar have we traveled. We seek audience with the ruler of these lands. Who here speaks for you?
Thou shalt find me one not to take thine shit, Thancred. It's hot in Fanlane, he needs some fresh air. He lives in a library. If he needed fresh air, he would have tried to get that a long time ago. I would have think he's acclimated to these climes. Mayhap a more subtle approach is in order. That's how Thancred pronounces it. I mean, Ida. That's how Ida pronounces it. Thancred knows better. I think he does it on purpose just to fuck with her. The final temptation. Thancred wishes to discuss how to proceed with the investigation. Any bright ideas? A solitary flash of insight? No? Well then, for want of a better suggestion, I say we try picking Fufalupa's brain again. It's been about 5 seconds. Who knows? If we work together, we may yet find something of use nestled away within it. I'm flattered that you enjoy my company so much, Ruja, but talking to me isn't going to get us anywhere. Come, let's have a word with Fufalupa. Fufalupa, do you have any more subtle ideas? Oh, but it is good to see you return, even though you've been gone for about 5 seconds. I have given some thought to the matter, and I've just hit upon a most disturbing possibility. How could I have been so blind? Calm yourself, Fufalupa. What is this disturbing possibility of which you speak? I was contemplating as to how the thieves' activities escaped our notice for so long, and then it came to me. What if there's someone amongst our own ranks conspiring with them? A traitor in our own midst? In the brass blades? No, that doesn't seem likely. It would be most unfortunate if your fears proved well-founded, Fufalupa. Indeed, for reasons of security, the Concern decided to transfer the remaining crystals stored in Horizon to another location. Their plans would be discovered the moment the brass blades were informed. Ah, but such a shipment would surely be well guarded. Would thieves as wily as ours risk open confrontation? Mayhap not, but neither would the concern be eager to present them with such an obvious target. Nay, they may instead to elect to carry out the transfer in secret, to entrust the goods to, let us say, a lone Mikote miner, traveling without escort so as not to attract undue attention. But who... Ah, I see. Yes, the concern may well elect to do that, but to travel with so much cargo would be a strenuous task indeed, and this miner would certainly need to rest upon the way. Mayhap north of the bridge to Hammerley. A fine spot for a rest, would you not agree, Ruja? You lie in wait to the north, and I shall do the same further south. It doesn't really seem like that great of a place to wait. I mean, it's still in the sun, there's not like a bench there, there's hammer beaks everywhere. Forgive me, my friends, but I have received new orders just now. I must inform my men at once. Call me a cynic, but I would be surprised if these thieves lay down their arms and surrender. See that you come prepared to offer them some encouragement. Take out your book with the sharpest pages. We're gonna paper cut the shit out of these fuckers. Ooh, and it's the dead of night too. Even better for an ambush. Okay, let's lie in wait. Next to this swarm of bees. Look at all those bees. Oh, gods, no matter, kill them all. Unknown ravaggers. I feel like wearing big cloaks like this is not very, is very conspicuous in Fanland, but I could be wrong. I ain't dying in this godforsaken hellhole. These guys are also distinctly Rogadin. Hey, why don't you guys fuck off, actually? And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. The best Y'shtola outfit in the entire game. Look at her. Where did she get this outfit from? Does she just have this? Who can say? Stubborn to the last, as expected. You are unharmed? Yeah, I'm good. She cast Clothes Beam on herself. Oh. A gang of sea-wolf thieves, and in Fanland, no less. I suppose there's a first time for everything. Sea-wolves? All of them. Aye, and with all the same taste in facial tattoos. Blue, in case you were wondering. Our thieves are a long way from home. Thancred, if you would so good to attend to the outstanding matters in Horizon, I have inquiries to make. She did a magical girl transformation into that outfit, or she borrowed it from Minfilia. It could have been both. Minfilia gave it to her and said that it only works if you do a magical girl transformation. To Horizon, then. Fufalupa will want to hear about your meeting with the thieves. And there were only 4 of them. Nice. We never have to worry about them ever again. And Stola's probably going to go change. I did it. Hello. Wait, Thancred, how you doing, buddy? This tale does not require a bard's embellishment. Simply tell Fufalupa what transpired. On behalf of the Brass Blades of the Rose, I thank you for your service to Horizon. Ah, but we have not been idle. While you were afield, we succeeded in identifying the traitor within our ranks. We've gotten really good at it. This happens like every other Tuesday. Is that so? Then, by your leave, I should very much like to have a word with the fellow in private. No, I'm afraid that will not be possible. Regrettably, he, managed to subdue the unit of blades dispatched to detain him and made good his escape. Oh, for the love of... And how did he manage that, exactly? Your men haven't been sampling that somnus we confiscated, have they? Yes. Or was he a giant in disguise? No, but he was quite strong. A sea-wolf. Lemenson born and raised, I believe. But do not worry, we will find him. You have my word on that. I see. Pray, keep me apprised of any developments. Yes? She's standing next to me? Understood. I fear our time together is at an end, my friend. Your services are required elsewhere. Awfully disappointing, I know, but one must follow where duty leads. You might try to look a little disappointed. Or do you mean to give me one of your another one of your stoic nods, don't you? You do, don't you? Yes. Get fucked, stupid. There it is, there's the button. Yeah, I'll take this. I don't need earrings. My ears are gigantic. Otaku, it is worth noting that we know already that, mostly from future stuff and Endwalker, that Thancred was never a very good bard. Mother of Exiles. Thancred has information on your next assignment. Assignment? Assignment. The antecedent told me to make for Vesper Bay, where young Alphanode awaits your coming most eagerly. It was he who requested your assistance. Some commotion or incident, I am not privy to the details. While you do whatever it is that Alphanode has planned for you, I will endeavor to track down our traitor's brass blade. And when I do, you may rest assured we will have our answers. You do know Alphanode hates to be kept waiting, don't you? Ah, but of course you do. Carry on, then. Don't look so fucking smug about that, Thancred. I wish we got to see a little bit more of Thancred or I wish we got to see Alphanode working with a few more of the Scions in these early days, because, like, I can almost guarantee that they're all just like, I respect your ability, kid, but, like, fuck you. Hello. You are late. No matter, I know where our visitors are headed. From what I have been able to gather, this vessel belongs to a band of Domans who seek an audience with the Sultana. You are familiar with Doma, yes, in Authard? Well, like the rest of the nations in the eastern continent, it is ruled by the Garlean Empire. Given our visitors' unannounced arrival, as well as the state of their ship, I suspect they did not leave their homeland under the best circumstances. Needless to say, I should be very interested to hear their tale, and more importantly, what they know of the current state of affairs in the Empire. Such information could prove most useful. We would be fools not to pursue this opportunity, do you not think? Come with me to Uldar, Ruja, unless I am mistaken, and I am rarely mistaken. We will find the Domans bickering with the Sultan Sworn on the Royal Promenade. You are uncertain of your role in the proceedings? Insurance. If our guests are not themselves Imperial agents, it seems fair to assume that they may be being pursued by some. And if not, who better than you to have on hand in the event of an unforeseen diplomatic incident? Besides, I do so enjoy your sparkling repartee. Satisfied? Good. I will see you in Uldar. Alright, fucking little shithead. It's also worth noting that, based on where Ruja is from, she would be familiar with Doma. Obviously she's never been there because she's literally only been in her house, in her village, and then to the nearest port town to get on a ship to Limsa. She hasn't really traveled to any other places, but where she is from is fairly close to where Doma is on the eastern continent. Not exactly nearby, of course, but they are, you know, neighbors, as it were. Let's see. Do I have any relevant vistas I can hit? Did I ever? I guess I didn't read the Vesper Bay one, so we can do that one real quick. Let's do that, shall we? Sightseeing log. There it is, Vesper Bay. Overheard in a tavern. Go where the wealthy go and do what they do, and sooner or later their good fortune will rub off on you. That said, the merchant wasn't too happy when I climbed atop his estate for a better view. Vesper Bay, a bustling port city strategically situated on the western coast of Thanalan and maintained using funds generously provided by Syndicate Chairman Lolorito, Vesper Bay serves as a gateway in and out of Sultanate-controlled lands. The colossal bronze statue in the main plaza is said to be an exact likeness of said chairman, when viewed from afar, because he's very short, you see. I want to say we also have... Yeah, we do. We have another one we could do. The Jewel of the Desert. A nice early one that I never got to. From a vantage point high atop Nafika's Wells, I looked out upon Ul'dah in all its glory. Truly a jewel in the desert, shining brighter than a sea of stars. Such were the adventurer's words, and I would see as she saw. The Jewel of the Desert, the commercial hub of Ul'dah, is organized strategically around the dome-shaped citadel at its center. Its towering fortifications and protective outer walls, bedighted with myriad glass planes and colorful mosaics, are visible from malms in all directions and serve as a stark yet dazzling deterrent to would-be besiegers. Yep, but, you know, we also know why there isn't an aetheryte there. Or we might learn why. I can't remember if it's been said yet, but there is a reason why there was not an aetheryte in Vesper Bay. And hey, you know what? While we're here, because I really need to get better about knocking out these things, I think there's another sightseeing log for the Gold Court around here. Hang on, I'll find it. Nope. Unless I'm an idiot, which is entirely possible. Stand by, please. Oh, you know what? It's probably one of the earlier ones, isn't it? Maybe? Well, there's the Royal Promenade. I think that might have been what I was thinking of. Have we read that one? I think we have. We've been in this area. I can't remember. Let's just read it regardless. Gold Court was right next to it? You're right, it was. Cool. We'll do that one then too. Come morning, when my watch is over, I stand upon the 3 plates of silver depicting the first 3 of our kind. Praying reverence to those who came before me, I salute my sworn brothers who stand before me. Such were the Sultan's sworn words, and I would see as he saw. In times when the Sultan had sole rule over the city-state, the promenade would serve as an Ustaz waiting chamber for those petitioners who sought audience with his resplendence in the fragrant chamber. Now, with the power in the hands of the Syndicate, the round is empty, save for the occasional tryst betwixt young nobles. And the Gold Court, even as the strings of the tightest purse loosen upon seeing my famed balancing act. From vaulted gardens, I leap onto the eastmost street lamp, then bask as dour, cloudy expressions break into smiles and a shower of gill. Such were the acrobat's words, and I would see as he saw. The Gold Court, a large atrium in the heart of Ul'dah. The Gold Court's opulence in scale makes it a popular meeting place for the city's elite. The plaza was once reserved for the Sultan's private balls, but has since been opened to the public due to a lack of funds to maintain the majestic hanging fountain at her center. Found him. Apologies, chewing. There we go. It matters not how many times you ask without the necessary permissions, none shall pass. Pray understand, good sir, we have not the leisure to lodge a formal petition. Time is of the essence. All I ask is that you summon your superior. Allow me to plead my case. Surely you can grant us that small kindness. Away with you, and darken these doors no longer. I will not ask again. You know not what you do. I gather your pleas fell upon deaf ears. A loyal man with a cold heart. I know his kind well. I hope that you will find me more to your liking. Alphinaud Levayor, at your service, a friend. Which, I believe, makes me very nearly unique. In this part of the world, at least, few indeed are your allies in Ul'dah, yet you will need some if you wish to endear yourself to the wealthy and powerful. Pray, join me and my associates my associate at the quicksand. There you may explain your situation to us, and we will see if there is aught we can do to help. Yes, sure, I will be there. I will speak a whole lot. But actually, this person is a little scary, and I don't know what to deal with. I'm not sure I'm okay with speaking to strangers. Adventurers Guild. All right. Ma'am? Master Alphinaud's associate, yes? We have been waiting for you. I trust you are ready to begin. I shouldn't give her a British accent. Why would she have a British accent? She's Japanese. Or Doman, rather. It has been ever so long since we set foot on dry land. I truly hope this marks the end of our journey. We would be most grateful for any assistance you and Master Alphinaud can offer. Okay, well, let me roleplay correctly here. Oh, never mind. I can't roleplay because I'm just going to stand up immediately after talking to them. Yep, this sure is the quicksand. We can pull up chairs for these two as well.
Some several thousand miles across the sea from the nation of Doma, in hopes that we might find sanctuary in these lands.
Sanctuary, Lady Yugiri?
Aye. Lying within Othard, Doma was under the dominion of the Garlean Empire, as I'm sure you are aware. When the War of Succession broke out in Garlemald, we espied an opportunity to free ourselves from the yoke of imperial oppression and took up arms. Only to be crushed. And so I gathered what few Domans escaped the reckoning and guided them hither to your shores.
A War of Succession? Then the Emperor... Forgive me. You said that Doma was under Imperial rule, did you not?
Doma is gone. Razed to the ground as an example to the other provinces.
12 have mercy. And your people?
All dead, every single one of them. There's not a single one left.
On a ship anchored in Vesper Bay, flying borrowed colors. Many were complicit in the rebellion, or akin to those who were. They will not come ashore until I send word that it is safe to do so. I sought an audience with your rulers, but was summarily refused.
The lords of Ul'dah are not wont to entertain foreign refugees without suitable encouragement.
Mayhap I was foolish to expect otherwise, but our supplies run low and we have young ones in urgent need of care. I have seen the tents outside the gates, however. We are not the first to seek asylum, nor will we be the last.
Be that as it may, Ul'dah is no friend to Garlemald. Your tale would stir the hearts of many men and women here.
Alphanode, you can just say people. There are gender-neutral people out there, I'm sure.
The Sultana and the Syndicate will not be so easily swayed, but I shall see that you are granted an opportunity to plead your case.
This is within your power?
You're like 8! How is that possible?
Well, far be it from me to boast, but I do have the ear of certain influential individuals.
Is the leader of this place also 8?
I am in your debt.
Lady Yugiri, forgive me for observing, but your choice of attire seems like to evoke feelings of mistrust.
Alphanode, are you asking the lady to take her clothes off? You can't do that. You literally just met.
Men are wont to fear the unfamiliar. We know this from experience. We seek only to spare the people of Uldar unnecessary disquiet.
Translation, she's a race that wasn't implemented in the game at this point yet.
I thank you for your understanding.
It seems I have urgent business with the Flame General. I leave our guests in your capable hands.
What? What am I gonna fucking do with them? I wanna go home! A new issue of Rock's Digest just came in. I want to read that. God damn it. So we have Kasasagi, Kikyo, and Yugiri now. Hello, sir. We are grateful beyond measure for this kindness. Lady Yugiri labors day and night for the good of our people. She is an inspiration to us all, yet I worry for her health. Because the model for the race that Yugiri is has not been implemented at this point in the game, timeline-wise. She's using, I believe, a modified Mikote model? I'm saying that primarily based on taking a guess at how her animations look. Her walk cycle looks very similar to the female Mikote walk cycle, but I could be wrong. Who knows? If I may, madam, as I said earlier, we have been at sea for some several moons, and our supplies are all but spent. I have not the heart to repeat the tales of our tribulations, nor would it please you to listen to them, I think. Suffice it to say, however, sacrifices have been made. Though it shames me to beg for more when you have already offered so much, desperation compels me. Good madam, if you or your associates could spare any provisions, anything at all, it would go a long way to lessen the suffering of my people. Anything you can provide would be welcome. The adults can go without, but the children... Yeah, Momodi? Let's hook her up. Hells, why didn't you say so sooner, Aruja? Of course I'll help. You could have picked a better day, to tell the truth. A wealthy merchant and his entourage were to have a banquet here on the morrow, but just sent they can't come, meaning I've got a boatload of foodstuffs and no one to feed. Best of all, they paid for the lot in advance. Ha ha! Suckers! Go on and call on Frida and Catherine on the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Tell them I said to ship me the little prince's order to the Waking Sands. Oh, and if they argue, just show them those letters. That should set them straight. Alright, sure. Oh, actually, this is different. I would not ask if the circumstances were not dire. Please, any provisions you can spare would be greatly appreciated. Man, some dialogue triggers are just the weirdest things. Yeah, it's true. The female Mikote model does also have the tail, which is, you know, important for the race. She's an Aura, okay? Like, I'm not gonna hide it anymore. I'm playing as a race that didn't exist in the timeline yet. Female Viera Viera in general are rare in Eorzea. You can't see it, but I was doing gigantic air quotes. Hello! My, that's a rather odd request. Mayhap you misheard her instructions? No. I got Momodi's letter here, which both of these say the same things. Instructions penned by the Quicksand Proprietress to deliver foodstuffs to the Waking Sands. You know, you shouldn't encourage them like this. They'll start to expect it, you mark my words. Lady? Fuck you. Start to expect it. Shut the fuck up. She's in the business of feeding refugees now. I ain't normally one to question Mistress Momodi's judgment, but that don't seem wise to me. Read it and weep, punk. I'll not speak for the children, but if you ask me, any man who can't earn a crust deserves to go hungry. That's not the point, dude. They literally don't know if they're allowed on the land yet. Earn a crust. God. I remember when I first read those lines, like... I mean, it makes me mad, you know? As it should for anyone. Because, like, you hear those arguments in real life. And they're ridiculous. They'll start to expect it. Who cares? They should expect it. It's basic decency. Okay, those are the same. They didn't give you any trouble, did they? Good, now go and tell Lady Yugiri that it's all in hand. Momodi, if I may, don't do business with those two anymore. Just don't. Just take your business elsewhere. That would be my recommendation. I dared not hope for such magnanimity, much less expect it. Mistress Momodi is generous indeed. I shall be sure to thank her most humbly. Lady Yugiri, I briefed the Flame General on your situation. I think you will be pleased with his reply. We have been granted an audience. Before the Sultana and Syndicate both, we shall return to the Royal Promenade at once. You have done much for us, Master Elfinote. I swear we shall return the favor. Naught is owed, Lady Yugiri, for naught has been given. This small favor you fairly won with your words, and it is with words you must win the favor of the Syndicate. Then I shall choose them with care. You will be accompanying us, yes? Good. Your presence may serve to remind the Syndicate of the true meaning of philanthropy, and that nothing so unpalatable will be required of them, assuming the Domans are willing to earn their keep. Come, the Flame General awaits us on the Royal Promenade. Man, I need to turn a light on. It's dark in here. And by that, I mean I needed to turn a light on in my dining room because my living room still does not have any lights other than windows. I'm sure I'll get a lamp eventually. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, who's this fucker? We must take pains to illustrate how accepting the Domans would benefit Ul'dah. Only then might the Syndicate be swayed. Bards sing of wars which decide the fate of nations, but a single word spoken within a council chamber is more like to decide than that of mine own. I have heard the Sultana is a kind and generous ruler. Of the Syndicate, I have heard less flattering things. If we are all enemies of Garlemald, is it not fitting that we should join forces? I wish to greet our guests beforehand and offer my support for their cause. Doman, Ul'dah, it matters not to me. Birthplace does not equate to birthright in mine eyes. I take great pride in my establishment for this very reason. The Platinum Mirage in particular serves as a showcase for the talent of countless men and women beyond our borders. Who are you, by the way? I don't know who this fucking guy is. Probably not important.
A pleasure, Rusha. The others are already inside. Let's not keep them waiting.
I, Yugiri of Domar, am honored to meet you at last, Your Grace. To mark this auspicious occasion, I should like to present to you the finest treasures our humble nation has to offer. Alas, The circumstances which have brought me here today have divested me of both time and dignity. I come before you as a pauper in direst need of aid, to request that you grant my people asylum.
I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, welcome you to our city. Be at ease, Lady Yugiri. Although I myself have heard the tale of your misfortune, I would ask that you recount it once more for the benefit of the others here present.
As you wish, Your Grace. For many years, my nation, Doma, suffered under the yoke of imperial rule, and my people yearned to be free. Thus, when a war of succession broke out in Garlemald, we sought to take advantage of the chaos and reclaim our liberty.
Battle and Boxer lead yoke. I don't know why I felt the need to say that.
Alas, our enemy proved less preoccupied than we had hoped, and our rebellion was put down in the most brutal fashion.
Those who survived, how many do they number?
More than 200 souls huddle within the cramped confines of our own galleon's hold. Yet this figure accounts for but one of a number of ships which escaped the purge. It is my hope that you will allow us all to dwell within your walls. Should that prove unfeasible, however, I humbly ask that you accept as many of my people as your resources allow. Pray understand, we do not beg a boon, but propose instead an arrangement. We would serve as soldiers or tradesmen until our debt is repaid.
What are the Syndicate's opinions on this matter?
My least favorite sentence to hear. Excuse me, old rich people, what's your opinion on this situation?
I, for one, think it's a marvelous idea. Lady Yugiri and her people strike me as an industrious lot, and there are parts of the city which have yet to be fully restored. If they are willing to work, I see no reason not to let them.
The head of the Mirage Trust is not known for his generosity. He sees profit in this.
Alphino must have seen the incredibly confused look on my face and said, oh, she probably doesn't know who any of these people are.
I agree. That said, these are foreign refugees. To admit them would require a formal resolution. Shall we call a vote?
The law is the law.
Yeah?
Lord Lolorito?
Tell me, are you blind or willfully ignorant? Even now, our streets are choked with the displaced victims of the Calamity and Alamigan refugees. They live hand to mouth, subsisting on aid provided by the immortal flames, the cost of which grows ever higher. The wealth of Ul'dah is not without limits, my friends.
I'm not sure I believe that, necessarily, but sure.
And need I remind you that these refugees are prone to violence and criminal activity? You have all read the reports, I think.
Also, just because I personally forget,
Without homes
let me wait
or
for a
employment,
little bit of a better
it is
shot
only
to
a
do
matter
this,
of
but
time before men grow desperate and take that which they imagine has been unjustly denied them.
the fact that he puts they imagine in there,
You
ugh.
would have us swell their ranks. Mayhap you think the brass blades and the flames are not hard-pressed enough?
Some say the chairman of the East Aldenard Trading Company passes Gil thrice daily. This may explain how he came to be the wealthiest man in Ul'dah. Or it may simply be that he's ruthless beyond reckoning.
Surely the Sultanate can support the few hundred domins Lady Yugiri represents. That our resources have been taxed, I do not deny. But we are hardly in danger of financial collapse. I move that an exception be made.
An exception, Your Grace? I am suddenly reminded of a similar debate some years ago regarding a number of Alamigan refugees, if memory serves. What were your words that day? Yes, the law is the law, and so our visitors remained in Little Alamigo. Mayhap our wise and benevolent Sultana would be so good as to enlighten us as to which other of our laws should not be upheld.
Mind your tongue, Lolorito.
My lord, I share your concern for the welfare of our great nation, but we must endeavor to take a longer view. You know as well as I that people can be a resource still more precious than gil.
Precious or not, they were never yet so reliable. And unlike those who frequent your establishment, I have no desire to gamble with my future. Ul'dah's greatest asset is, and has ever been, her material wealth. We risk this at our peril. One need only look to Teleji Adeleji's example for evidence of the danger in allowing sentiment to dictate policy. How far the vaunted Mirage have fallen, both in repute and profitability, since he began employing refugees.
How I choose to conduct my affairs is not your concern, my lord.
Wouldn't it be really funny if there was like another casino that employed refugees, but like was super profitable to the point where it was like flying? And if the guy who runs that casino was like here, right now?
A proposal has been tabled. Given its urgency, I move we forego further debate and call a vote. To accept the Doman refugees or not. Those in favor, I bid you remain. Those opposed, I bid you leave.
Okay, now that we have this shot, I needed to remind myself of a couple of things. Let me get rid of my PNG tuber really quick here to remind everybody. So the people on the syndicate are Lord Lolorito, this guy, Prince Teledji, Mr. Adeleji, Prioress Dulala Dula, Chief Foreman Frigris, Flame General Rauban Aldin, and Godbert Manderville. I didn't recognize him at first because this is the most clothing that Godbert has ever worn in his entire fucking life. I looked at this and I was like, why is Urianger on the Syndicate? That's new. But he's not. It's fucking Godbert. I don't know why he's wearing these clothes. Also, just another quick roundup of what everybody does. As we know, Rauban is the General of the Immortal Flames. Godbert is the owner of the Manderville Gold Saucer. Excuse me, and Mr. Adeleji is the head of the Mirage Trust, owns the Platinum Mirage, which is the casino that we are not allowed into, but that the Pugilist Guild works as bodyguards for. Lolorito is the chairman of the East Aldenard Trading Company. Dulala is the director of the Milvaneth Sanctuarium, so she is kind of in charge of the ossuary and the tombs, and also, of course, technically by that extension, the Thaumaturgist Guild. And Chief Foreman Frigris is the representative, or owner at least, of Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern. So that's kind of all of the economic powers in Ul'dah on this seat, which is the point of the Syndicate. But yeah, just figured that was a good roundup. Those who are short could also maybe walk a little bit faster as they leave. Also, Godbert leaving here is also very interesting, considering what he does. But they also maybe had not established parts of his character yet. He may as well be a placeholder model.
To welcome you and your people, Lady Yugiri. As you have observed, however, my authority in such matters is regrettably limited. Without the consent of the Syndicate, I cannot act.
I understand, Your Grace. And I appreciate all that you have done on our behalf.
The nerve of the man! If that bastard had not forsaken the eastern trade route, little Alamigo would now be thriving. Oh, that you should have traveled so far under such dire circumstances, only to be refused in this manner is utterly unconscionable. Pray, accept my sincerest apologies.
Now that the Empire no longer poses an immediate threat, they see little reason to maintain the pretense of unity. The Monitorists have grown especially defiant of late. Lord Lolorito most of all.
We should kill him.
Neither the time nor place for that discussion.
I'm serious, guys. We should kill him. Like, right now, actually. I want this one. Yeah. Hi, buddy. The Pugilist Guild is also basically just bouncers for it, which makes a great stealth reference to another Square Enix IP. Please, Kent, tell us what that is. Because I'm not smart enough to figure it out. As Lord Lolorito goes, so goes the Syndicate. It bears repeating that Lord Lolorito does not speak for the Syndicate. The others harbor doubts, I will allow, but in time they shall see the error of their ways. TheBouncer.wav. .wav is a weird name for a series, but sure. My people could not endure another long sea voyage, but if Ul'dah will not accept us, what choice do we have? Did they not hear Lady Yugiri's pleas? How can they turn us away, knowing what we have endured? Well, they're old rich people. Prone to violence and criminal activity? Who is he to speak of us thus? Are we to be punished for sins we may never commit? Yes. Promises to keep. Raubon would like to discuss how to handle the Doman refugees.
As you observed, Lord Lolorito is not afraid to speak his mind, nor is he like to change it. Oft I have wondered how a man so skilled at weighing the worth of things should be so incapable of seeing the value in people. I will not waste no more words on him, not when the Domans are yet in need of aid. Everyone follow me to the Hall of Flames. Let's get cooking.
You know, one of the things that I think people sometimes dislike about ARR, and like especially this part of ARR, is how intensely political it gets. Where, you know, it's just like you're dealing with a kind of just like a ton of bureaucratical table tennis, basically. You just get knocked back and forth, just watching all these internal things go on for no reason. And I can understand that, but also I like that stuff because it's interesting to me, and also it's kind of the point of this arc of the story. So deal with it, losers. I will not deny that a certain portion of the refugee population have been a burden on the Sultanate, but I take issue with my counterparts' contention that they account for the majority. In this, they are plainly mistaken. Even so, we must not think ill of them for wishing to protect our great nation. I'm going to think ill of them. Mayhap I should have considered the likelihood of failure more deeply beforehand. Somebody will be flogged for this. We do not wish to live by the grace of others. We want to work. We want to contribute. Is there naught we can do to earn the approval of these Uldans? A galleon is no place for my people, for any people to call home. This cannot continue. I will kill Lord Lolorito.
The Syndicate has spoken. And I see no point in moving that the matter be reconsidered. The monetarists have made their position clear.
Agreed. Ul'dah is not an option. Nor are Limsa Lominsa or Gridania, I judge, given the state of their internal affairs. Half the people in Gridania are racist beyond imagination, and I don't think Domans want to be with pirates too much. Ninjas and pirates don't get along, after all. Which leaves our Doman friends confined to a ship. Gods, the thought of them huddled in an airless hope with no hope of better treatment makes me wish I had my butler here to help me. Would that I had more time to find an alternative, place not bound by the concerns of the great nations. Minfilia? That is precisely what I wish to discuss. I understand the Syndicate's decision, I do. We all wish to preserve that which is ours, especially when we believe it to be under siege. But I cannot meekly escape their judgment, not where my people suffer. Would it be out of the question for the Sultanate to accept us for a limited time? A week, mayhap, or even just a few days? Excellent. I shall keep you informed. Lady Yugiri, I have a proposal, if you would hear it.
Out with it, Master Alphanode.
The headquarters of my order, the order that I founded, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, stands in a place called Revenant's Toll, an outpost in Mordona. Do these words mean anything to you? Like most outposts, it is frequented by mercenaries and other men of action, and lacks the comforts of more well-established settlements. However, the leaders of Revenant's Toll have been doing their utmost to change that. To that end, they have need of able-bodied individuals willing to work as frontier hands. Hard labor, lest you doubt, with naught save food and shelter by way of reward.
Terms not unlike which you yourself proposed, Lady Yugiri.
Though I will not hear a word said against our beloved Ul'dah. Sorry, I'm doing the wrong voice. Revenant's Toll would certainly offer advantages, the absence of unhelpful bureaucracy being the most obvious. If they can accommodate us all, we shall gladly accept. Master Alphanode, I once again find myself in your debt. Pray do not thank me, my lady. That your people go, the life your people go to is one of hard labor and few comforts, as I told you. Something I, as a rich person, have never had to deal with. And before that, there remains a matter of how they may safely be borne to Revenant's Toll, which will be no small feat, considering the distance and their present condition. Mayhap the Ul'dah Adventurers Guild could be of assistance. Look for me there anon, Rusha. And be quick about it. I have a spa day at 5.
Lady Yugiri, if you and your people would accompany me, we may discuss what aid the Immortal Flames can provide. Mr. Adeleji, don't follow us. Go away, actually. You're not really contributing anything to this conversation.
Alright, and back to the Quake Sand. Oop, there we go. Alright. Alphanode, what's the fucking deal, buddy? What's going on? We are concerned that the Doman refugees may find the journey to Revenant's Toll too much to bear. Too long have they been sequestered aboard their ship with insufficient supplies and scarce room enough to breathe, let alone stretch their limbs. With that in mind, Mr. Shimamodi has kindly offered to accommodate the Domans until such time as they are ready to set out for Mordona. Those hearty enough to travel will embark as soon as transportation has been secured, while those too weak to leave at once will be permitted to stay until they regain their strength. Hi!
What news?
Transportation remains our greatest obstacle, General. Is there aught the Immortal Flames can do?
I fear that exceeds our mandate. Were it a smaller number, mayhap it would go unnoticed. But the Syndicate will not bear the cost of escorting more than 200 Domans to Mordona.
When government fails to act, the responsibility falls to us rich people. I will engage the services of the 77 caravans on the Doman's behalf.
Very well, we should begin contract negotiations at once. Your generosity is most welcome, my lord.
After all that has befallen these good people, it is the least I can do. Come what may, you shall ever have a friend in Ul'dah, Lady Ugiri. And you and Revenant's Toll, my lord. We recognize that bow. We did ninja quests. That's a Doman bow. Well, it sounds like we all have work to do. Lady Ugiri, let's put our heads together and settle the details of our arrangement, shall we? I would entrust the task of escorting our Doman friends to you, after you have rested your own road-weary legs, of course. What say you? Good. I knew you would say that. And by that I mean nod, because you don't really talk much. You're kind of socially awkward, you know that? Ugiri's game. Alpha Node has a line to send you to Vesper Bay. As we speak, the Domans prepare for departure at Vesper Bay, wherein from they will be transported by carriage to Ul'dah. That said, this has all been decided rather suddenly. It would not surprise me if the refugees required some assistance in coordinating their preparations. Ruja, I know you would probably suck at those things, but I am far too busy. I have my spa treatment at 5, and I will be having my manservant comb my hair for 45 minutes afterwards, so I'm booked solid. Ruja, I would have you return to Vesper Bay and facilitate the process, though through tasks great and small. In short, whatever must needs be done, do it. You will have to use your own money, of course. Speak with a man named Hozan when you arrive. As Lady Ugiri tells me, he has been designated the leader of the first group. I know that these tasks may seem trifling sometimes, however they are vital to ensuring the safety of the refugees for their pending journey. What? No, I would never do them. That's for the help to do. Well, at least we know where he stands. And the answer is he doesn't. He sits on the shoulders of his manservant. Twizzlers. How do you guys feel about Twizzlers? Are you more of a Red Vine person, or are you more of a Twizzler person? Those are the only two personality types there are. Ah, it's been too goddamn long since I've traveled across Eorzea. I can't wait to take to the road again. Well, at least he's excited. That's what's important. Red Vines? See, my grandpa was a huge Twizzler proponent, so I've always been more of a Twizzlers person. Here's Home. Ugh, I can smell the stench on the wind even here. Bolf? Classic. Greetings. Alpha Note informed me that a scion would be arriving to help with the preparations. I am honored to meet you, though shamed as well. A great warrior should not be tasked with such trivialities. Nah, that's cool. Aye, I knew from a glance what manner of woman you were. I too have some skill at arms, as do many of our people. Pray forgive this trifle, but might I trouble you to help round up the children that have been given to my care? They are most adept at staying hidden from my sight, but perhaps your keen eyes will succeed where I have failed. You have my thanks, friend. Pray seek out my friend Yozan. He can tell you more. These have been trying times, but Yozan has handled himself well. I only wish there were more I could do for him. Because of my grandpa's feelings about Twizzlers and how often he had them around the house, I was shocked to learn that some people don't like licorice. I was just like, this is something that everybody's grandpa has in their house, right? Just like little bushels and bushels of Twizzlers? Red vines. This tastes like plastic. I don't like this.
Oh, hello there. I'm Yozan, son of Hozan. Will you be coming with us to Ul'dah? I heard we're traveling by horsebird-drawn carriage. But don't you think they're queer?
What's wrong with being queer, dude? I know June's not for another month yet, but still, come on.
Giant birds that people ride like horses. I still want to try riding one, but... what's that? You're looking for the others? Don't worry, I already told them to get ready for the carriages. I'll need your help, though. We were just finishing a game of hide-and-seek. 3 players are still hiding, and since Lady Yugiri told us to take it really seriously, they won't move until they're found. But Vesper Bay isn't that big, so I bet you can find them in no time. Everything's so different. The buildings, the people, even the smells are different.
I see you, little targeting thingy. Hello, hiding child.
Hey, you're not Yozan. Who are you? I'm Koharu. Rouge and Lorelei, eh? I didn't know anyone else was... Wait a minute. You're one of those, stallions, aren't you? No, scions! Then you must know Lady Yugiri, right? Isn't she great? She's really good at hide and seek. Oh, right. It's almost time to go. Nice meeting you, Rouge and Lorelei.
The implication, by the way, is that Yugiri tells the children to take hide and seek very seriously because they're hiding from Garlean troops that are attempting to kill them, which is really sad, but is also, you know, not too surprising considering the state that their nation is in. Hi.
How'd you find me? Guess I need to practice more. Maybe you're just good at this. I mean, the Garleans didn't find me.
Little bitch didn't even tell me his name. Alright, one more. I feel like I remember having a lot of trouble finding this one in the past, and I can't wait to embarrass myself live on stream as I continue to fail to find these things. Are they on top of the statue? No. Perhaps a horse bird's eye view will help me. There you are, motherfucker.
Are you playing? No fair. Yozan didn't say anything about adults. Huh? We get to ride a horsebird carriage? I don't know. It sounds scary, but if Yozan says it's safe, I'll go.
That one didn't tell me their name either. These kids are fucking rude.
Wonderful. All the children are counted. Hide and seek? I see that you are curious. It's quite simple, really. Lady Yugiri thought it best that the children know what to do in case the Garleans found us. I should hope those days are behind us, but I nevertheless take comfort in knowing that we are prepared.
Fun fact, by the way, this part of the quest line is also another part where they cut out a couple of things to make the travel from the end of A Realm Reborn to the beginning of Heaven's Ward a little bit faster. I don't know why anybody would want to get to that expansion faster. Kind of mid, honestly, but unfortunately they took away one of the funniest quests in this, in which you get to sniff a chocobo, and you find out that it smells really bad. Why we adventure. At long last, Hozan and his group are ready to leave Vesper Bay. The first caravan is due to depart shortly, followed by the rest at regular intervals. My family and I, including my stubborn old father Home, will be traveling in the lead carriage together with young Koharu, whom I believe you've already met. Though I understand the road to Ul'dah is regularly patrolled by your brass blades, it would give us great comfort if you would agree to accompany us on our long journey. Once again, I thank you for your kindness. When you're ready to leave, please inform our coachman. Beast of Burden is likely to smell bad. That is true, yes. Even birds will probably smell bad.
Fascinating creatures. Whence did they come?
As you can see, Home is actually wearing the result of the removed quest. We give him like a little bandana to help prevent the smell, because he in the quest he refuses to get on the carriage because the chocobos smell so bad. These reports of a great beast on the road to Uldar are most troubling. Hey, dude. Ah, grandfather is so lucky. These horse birds smell terrible. Koharu? Oh, it's just so fluffy. And it's got such cute little eyes, too. Queh, as they say. Hey, bud. You gonna be off, are you? Aye, well, I was meaning to have a word with you about that. Runner from the Blade says we might have a problem. Fierce-looking beastie's been sighted to the south of the bridge to Hammerley. Might as be someone's eyes are playing tricks on him, of course, but it don't pay to gamble in this business. Now, I know you can handle yourself in a fight, but this lot's here another story. So I was thinking you might go on ahead, have a quick look around, make sure the air is safe-like. And if you come across anything dangerous, you know what to do. When you're satisfied the way's clear, meet us outside Horizon. Blades tell me the road's there is safe, so I reckon we can make it that far on our own. Assuming the self-same bastards don't try to rob us, that is. Very likely with the brass blades. You go on ahead, miss, and meet us in Horizon when you're satisfied our beastie problem's solved. We'll be on our way soon enough. Okay, let's go survey the road to Uldar for any dangerous beasties. Beasties, also the name for Transformers Beast Wars in Canada, because you can't put the name war on things. On a related note, Star Wars was called Starguments in Canada. It's true. Do we have any Canadians in the chat that can confirm that for me? Probably not, which means you'll just have to believe me. A random Transformers fact? Sure thing, you got it. Let's see. And a random Bionicle fact. Oh man, you guys are crazy. Oh, this is a fun one. So, one of the play patterns that Transformers figures had later down the line were called Pretenders, which are Transformers that have like an organic shell that they put around themselves while they're in robot mode, or sometimes in their alternate mode. Usually the Autobot Pretenders were just like humans, but the Decepticon Pretenders were often like horrible monsters, like the most famous one being Bludgeon, who turns into a skeleton samurai, which is so cool. One of these Pretenders, whose name is Skullgrin, was caught on camera by human filmmakers and was hired to be the star of a monster movie, which he eventually agreed to do, and they paid him in, like, energy, basically, and he genuinely actually started to enjoy the fame and life that came with being a movie star, and like, to the point where, like, he was doing it so much that his other Decepticon comrades were making fun of him for it. But, like, he just liked being an actor. And you know what? Good for him. On the Bionicle end of things, the Matoran universe equivalent of the Devil, so Satan, who named Karzani, originally had the job of repairing broken Matoran workers, and sending them back to work, because Bionicle bodies are mechanical for the most part, with organic components, of course. However, he was really bad at his job, so the Matoran, whenever they went to go get fixed, they came back and they were weaker. Or he fixed them and they were weaker, so what he did is he just gave them weapons and sent them back. Unfortunately, because they were so much weaker, they never actually made it back home, because they died out in the wilds, because things killed them. And people realized that after a while that nobody was ever coming back from going to get fixed, so they stopped sending him things. Naturally, Karzani, being a rational being, blamed this on the Matoran themselves and shut his realm so nobody in it could leave, and nobody could come in and nobody could get out, including himself. So he barricaded himself in his room after he had his little tantrum. With that Transformers fact, it's one of those times where you just wipe your tears with your paycheck in front of them. Well, his paycheck was like bottles of oil, so it would be kind of hard to wipe your tears with that. Anyway, what kind of beastie are we dealing with today? What the fuck? That's not normal. Alright. Hey kids, how you doing? If they have wings, does that mean they can fly? And does that mean we can fly if we ride on one? Well, actually, that's only black chocobos. Except in extremely specific circumstances, like mine exactly. Which do you think would win in a race? A horse or a horse bird? Well, most mounts travel at the exact same rate in this game. So... I don't know. I must say, that was a surprisingly pleasant ride. Mayhap the journey to Revenant's Toll will not be so bad after all. It pleases me to see you well. Come, let the coachman know that we can continue onward to Uldar. So there was a beastie. Was being an operative word, eh? Ha ha! Now I want a Karzani shirt with the caption, "Fear me, I suck at my job." It's entirely possible. However, it's worth noting that there is no toy of Karzani. He only has, I think, fan designs. Let me remind myself just to make sure. Well, no, that's not true. There is a toy of Karzani, but he's like in a mutated form. There's no toy of him in his base form, which is unfortunate because his base form is sick as fuck looking. He has a very unique mask that's like, it looks like two masks like Frankenstein sewn together or like welded together. It makes him look like a horrible nightmare monster, which he is because he's the devil. I wish we got like an official toy of that form, because the mutated form that we get, no offense, sucks. It's just kind of lame. It just looks like a big monster. But like base Karzani is like, you know, looks like somebody tried to piece Darth Vader together with scrap metal, but they didn't have all the right colors. Anyway, well fought, madam, well fought. Ah, if only I were in better health, I should have been proud to stand at your side. Pay my son no mind. He forgets that his responsibilities preclude acts of daring do. Be that as it may, I cannot help but envy you. Sorry. Had we been able to call upon heroes of your strength and skill in Doma, things would have been very different. But we cannot change the past. Those who fought and fell are forever lost to us. Lost but not forgotten, Lady Yugiri's kinsmen least of all. They fought fiercest, and though they knew full well it was in vain. She had every right to walk away, and yet she chose to stay. Food, shelter, the promise of a better life. All this and more we owe to her. How does one even begin to repay such a debt? In kind, Father. To she who has given everything, we shall give our all. Whatever work there is to be done, we shall do without question. Ditch digging, bricklaying, it matters not. Revenant's Toll will grow and prosper by our hands. Dead. Ruja is also afraid of children. Hey, Miss Ruja, Koharu and I want to know why you became an adventurer. To gain power, to win glory, to amass a fortune, to go whither the wild rose blooms. This is a fun little bit of character interaction that we get to do. Unfortunately, the real answer is, for Ruja at least, is not here. For her, the answer is like knowledge. She wants to learn shit. She wants to see what the fuck is out there. What the fuck is going on out there? She wants to know why that book had her name written in it. Why it had her entire backstory from front to back written out in it. That was weird. Closest thing we can get is this one, because it's evasive. So, you like roses? I think I understand. I mean, they're nice and everything, but don't they grow in lots of places? It's my turn now. Excuse me, Miss Ruja, I've got a question. What's Revenant's Toll like? Is it pretty? It is a bustling outpost frequented by countless adventurers. It is a bastion of civilization in a harsh and unforgiving wilderness. It is home to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, as of like a month ago. And it is a stone's throw away from an Imperial castrum. I would say here, I think that Ruja's focus would be that right now Revenant's Toll is home. And Revenant's Toll is home because it is where the Scions are. Oh, so you live there with your friends. That means you'll always be there to protect us. Enough, Koharu. It's my turn. Miss Ruja, when I'm older, I want to be strong like you. What do I have to do? Well, I'm not strong, actually. I'm very weak. But I like magic a lot. Seek out new experiences and adventures, fight ferocious beasts, train every day, or buy weapons and armor from Rowena. I'm not gonna do that one. Closest thing to a Ruja answer here is train every day. Because she would just read all the time. That's her thing. Aha! So my father was right. How do you do it then? Come on, tell me, and don't leave anything out. All right, that's enough questions for Miss Ruja. That's not fair. Why does Yozan get to ask 2 questions? I want to know about adventuring just as much as he does. Just one more, please. Do you think I could be an adventurer like you one day? We don't even get to answer that. Yeah, you probably could, kid. Really? Then I will. Thanks for the advice, Miss Ruja. I won't forget it. I'm gonna be an adventurer too. When we get to Revenant's Toll, let's make an adventurers guild for Domans. We'll protect our friends and punish the wicked, just like Miss Ruja and Lady Yugiri. Yeah, just like Miss Ruja and Lady Yugiri. I'm glad your dad isn't dead, by the way, Hozan. That's good. We can talk more about it in the carriage on the way. Will you be joining us? I guess I will. Various carriage noises. I believe this is an added scene, actually. Very sweet. Kids, you should probably sit down, by the way. It's a bit of a bumpy ride, kind of. Great, we made it to Ul'dah. Mind letting Master Alphinaud know we're here? I need to stay with the birds. I bet they could keep an entire legion within those walls. Or keep out an entire legion with those walls. How many steps are there? 100? I'm going to count. Allegedly, there are... 80, maybe? I don't know. Would you look at that? Would be good to get sleep in a proper bed for a change, even if it's only for a night. Alright, let's let the kid know that I killed an eyeball and we've brought the children in. And everything is fine.
Oh good, my neighbors are making loud noises. We welcome your return, Mistress Lorelei. Has the first crew arrived already? Wonderful! Pray inform Master Alphinaud at once. I pray they do not grow too accustomed to this treatment. It is a welcome respite, to be sure, but a far cry from what we can expect in Revenant's Toll. The Phantom Step. Yeah, the step that you step on and like a noise scorpion comes out and stabs you, and then you have to kill it, and then you have to report to the Reaper that you solved one of the various mysteries of the city. Remember that? Good times. Ah, Rouge, I take it the first group has arrived. Excellent. Is there aught else? No, I have matters well in hand here. I have gotten thoroughly pampered from my spa day. In the 45 minutes that it took for my manservant to comb through each and every single one of my hairs on my head, I have gotten a wonderful manicure, and I have had plenty of time to think about exactly how we will do this. You and Lady Yugiri should travel to Revenant's Toll forthwith. That means right now. All due respect, Alphinaud would have you and Yugiri depart for Revenant's Toll without delay. It is past time Lady Yugiri met with the guild representatives in Revenant's Toll. Since I do not foresee any further matters arising here in Fanland which might require your personal attention, I would instead have you serve as an escort to the Doman delegation for the duration of their journey. Speak first with Slaffborn upon your arrival. He is the one with whom the Domans will be working most closely, I should think. Hi, Emily, welcome. Thanks for rolling in. Afterwards, introduce Lady Yugiri to Minfilia and the guild emissary. If both meetings go well, the resulting ties should stand the Domans in good stead for that which is to come. Safe travels, Ruja. We are ready to depart at your earliest convenience, but say the word and we shall follow. Many great and terrible beasts roam the wastes of Mordona, yes? Then we must needs keep a closer eye on the children. I hope this proves to be the final leg of our journey. The Malms have taken their toll. You needn't concern yourself with affairs here, Rusha. I am more than capable of overseeing preparations of the remaining caravans. Should other Doman vessels arrive, I will inform the antecedent at once. Alright, well, back to Revenant's Toll. Waiting on food delivery? Nice. I will say one unfortunate thing about my new apartment here is that I don't have nearly as many of my favorite pizza places to order from, delivery-wise. I've only really got the one that I like. And then otherwise it's just like Domino's and Papa Murphy's. Ew. No offense to people who like Domino's and Papa Murphy's, but I don't. Hey Slaffborn, how you doing, man? Ah, this must be the esteemed Lady Yugiri and her associates. I greet you all as friends and bid you welcome to the Toll. I hope that you do not find our dearth of fineries off-putting. Poor though we may seem, I have a wealth of spirit and camaraderie to spare. You see, race and creed don't enter into it here. We welcome all sorts, provided they are willing to earn their keep, of course. We are no strangers to hard work, Master Slaffborn. You may rest assured that we will carry out your orders with due diligence. Yeah, Emily? Are you about to make a comment about Yugiri? Please, tell me. Let's hear it. Yeah, no, that's what I thought. True. But I agree. One moment. I'm back. I had to put my Twizzlers away. I've had enough of the Twizzlers. Oh, not for a moment did I doubt your commitment, my lady. Pray, understand I give the same speech to all new arrivals. And you don't need to bow your head or call me master, either. We're both frontier hands, as far as I'm concerned. All you need to do is make sure you fill out the frontier nav and assign yourself to one of the many divisions of Blade, such as the Pathfinders, or the Prospectors, or, hang on, let me remember what all the fucking divisions are in Xenoblade X. The Curators, the Harriers, the Interceptors, the Mediators, the Outfitters, the Pathfinders, Prospectors, or Reclaimers. You seem like a Harrier, perhaps, Miss Yugiri. Trying to type while doing things around my room, it's not efficient. But you got the message across.
It's even more. See, the way that I know that you're into women, Emily, is that you make typos when you're talking about them. That's how you know. As you wish, Slaffborn. May this meeting mark the beginning of a long and fruitful relationship. Our guests have yet to meet the antecedent. 7 hells, Rouge, why are you wasting time with me? See them to the Rising Stones. Also, who's that in the background? Was she there before? Who are you? All is as it should be. People running to and fro with their own concerns and free from the shadows of the past. Oh, I'm sure you'll be important later, maybe. At long last, we have an opportunity to prove our worth. You shan't regret this, madam. These sentries appear more than capable. Even so, it may be best to forbid people from venturing beyond the walls unescorted, for the time being at least. Too much is given, much is expected. Forgive me, I require a moment to compose my thoughts before meeting with your leader. We shall join you at the Rising Stones anon. The Rising Stones is in the 7th heaven, yes? We shall follow anon. Alright, and now we have to check in with every single character in this area to see if any of their dialogue has changed. It's very important. As is the case with other distant lands, I have heard rumors of mysterious magics and martial arts. I dare not lend credence to the tales, but I cannot help but hope that some are true. Eorzea may be a land of many cultures and creeds, but I nevertheless suspect that the Domans will struggle to adapt. Some of them will, certainly. I wonder what herbs and spices they use in Doma. Maybe there's something I could add to my special tonic. So many youth these days fail to understand that it is incumbent on everyone to help those in need. That's why it's so wonderful when young men like Hoary Boulder rise to the occasion. Ooh. This little thing, it's nothing compared to what the Domans have endured. Ida, how you doing? Did they really sail that half-rotted ship all the way from Orthard? Isn't that dangerous? What if it had sprung a leak? Just wait until Ida sees Yugiri. She's gonna be enamored. They're both wearing masks. They're perfect for each other. Philly? Tis no use. What's up? Our attempts to reach the students of Baldessian continue to meet with failure. Urianger has explored other avenues of inquiry, but they too have yielded naught. We will persevere, of course, yet within our hearts the truth is clear. We are but awaiting the confirmation of that which we already know. How fare the Domans? I am given to understand that you were kept quite busy in Vesper Bay. Mayhap you question the wisdom of aiding refugees when the primal threat remains unresolved. No, trust me, I don't. I should not blame you if you did, nor would I deny that this matter falls outside our normal purview, but be that as it may, I could not ignore the plight of these refugees, not when it was within our power to help them. Lady Yugiri is here. Please, show her in. I should very much like to meet her. We have no objections. Pray, do so with our blessing. Your answer pleases me beyond words, my lady, but are you quite certain? We have no way of knowing how many might answer my summons. In the event that Revenant's toll could not accommodate us all, we would need to find an alternative solution. Should that come to pass, we will find it together. As ever, it has been a pleasure, antecedent. Alas, we must take our leave, as the first carriages are due to arrive at any moment. Should you require aught else, pray speak with Slaffborn, Lady Yugiri. Slaffborn, Lady Yugiri, Ruja. Adventurers Guild, out!
I dared not give myself to hope in full, but for the first time in many moons I am willing to do so. Mayhap I worry overmuch. With so many able-bodied adventurers about, what beasts could pose a threat? I am amazed none here knew of the War of Succession until we arrived. Have you truly heard naught of what has transpired? No, we were busy with, like, a wolf. Kind of an asshole. Lamine and I will make the necessary preparations to ensure that our Doman friends feel at home upon their arrival, though I must admit I am still troubled about the matter of the missing crystals. Y'shtola should be returning anon with a report from a field. Mayhap you could wait here and speak with her upon arrival? Sure.
How goes the fishing? Caught anything slippery?
Aye. Our suspicions were well founded. The Serpent Reavers are indeed the culprits.
The plot thickens.
The thickened plots.
Has there been any movement in Thanalan?
It has been blessedly quiet. Which is to say the Amalja are being no more or less of a nuisance than usual. Summoning Ifrit with such crystals as they have hoarded. Urianger, too, reports not out of the ordinary.
Then we have our explanation.
Your explanation for what, pray tell?
For the recent spate of crystal thefts in Thanalan, we naturally assumed that the trail would lead us back to the Amalja. Yet it did not. It led us across the sea unto Vilbrand.
Vilbrand? There have been reports of increased Sahagin activity of late. Oh gods, they mean to summon Leviathan?
That is the way of it, I fear. Whilst conducting our investigation on behalf of the mineral concern, we came upon evidence implicating the Serpent Reavers. With the aid of the Maelstrom, I was able to verify our suspicions. 'Tis only a matter of time before Leviathan returns to harrow the seas. But there is more. One of the Sahagin, an elder by my judgment, spoke of attaining the gift and knowledge of eternity.
Ugh.
Such a disturbance in the ether. If I did not know better, I should think this device defective. And there is the explanation.
Soon it shall begin. Our Lord shall rise midst surging waves to wash away the finless ones. And I shall be granted the gift and knowledge of eternity, and with the emissary stand equal. Then shall I know no cessation, no oblivion.
True!
Whence comes this promise of immortality? The emissary? We have outstayed our welcome.
I don't know why we needed to see an echo vision of this. She literally could have just told us that. No Oblivion, but what about Skyrim? Do we know what the name of Elder Scrolls 6 is yet, or is it just Elder Scrolls 6?
And knowledge.
Are the two of you quite well?
No, I just had a really bad headache.
You shared that vision, did you not? Even before the Sahagin made mention of the emissary, I recognized Elidibus's words. He is behind this. But surely it is not within his power to grant the echo.
My lady, unless we act swiftly, Leviathan will rise again. The Admiral has already requested that we intervene to prevent this. Failing that, We are to attend to the Primal's extermination.
She will have our full cooperation. Let us make haste to Limsa Lominsa. I mean to play a part in this mission. Tataru, pray, take charge in my absence.
My lady, are you sure this is wise?
I think she can do it.
I am aware of the risks, but there is something I must see with mine own eyes.
Oh, you're talking about her joining on the mission, not Tataru taking command. Okay, I understand now.
The true nature of the Echo.
Betting on Hammerfell?
I shall not stand in your way. On the condition that you permit me to accompany you as bodyguard.
Your company is ever welcome, Thancred.
I take it something ill is afoot.
Aye. A Primal is about to be loosed upon Eorzea.
A Primal?
A godlike being whose very existence is a bane upon the land. We Scions of the Seventh Dawn are sworn to put an end to their kind.
How many regions in the Elder Scrolls in Tamriel, I think that's the name of the planet, or the world or whatever? How many regions that have not had games set in them are there so far? Because I know ESO, you go to locations pretty like basically everywhere, but I know Oblivion, I know Skyrim. I don't really know any of the other ones though. Those are the only two Elder Scrolls games anybody ever talks about, so I don't know.
I see. Know then that I am learned in the arts of war. In return for the kindness you have shown my people, I would lend you my blade.
It would be most welcome. When contending with a Primal, one can never have too many able allies. If you crave a more intimate understanding of the problems facing Eorzea, this experience is like to provide it. Be sure to come well prepared.
All right. Everybody just bailed, I guess. The sea rises. Minfilia wishes to share some final words on the coming mission prior to departing for Limsa Lominsa. Plainly, should the worst come to pass and Leviathan is summoned, our only recourse will be to face him in battle. Given past experiences, you may very well think that eventually inevitable. Yet so long as there is even a chance that the Primal's return might be prevented, we must needs bend all our efforts towards achieving that goal. Before we do aught else, let us hasten to Limsa Lominsa and meet with the Admiral. She will not have been idle in the intervening time, will doubtless have valuable information to share. Before we do aught else, blah, 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 as I'm sure you recall, her command room is accessible via the Admiral's lift at Bulwark Hall. Also, B said I could put on, any actions I want. B said I get to choose the movie. It's my birthday, and I get to choose the company actions. Thanks, Bees. I hope you're feeling better, if you're here. If not, I still hope you're feeling better, but you can't hear me right now, probably. I'm sending you a mental blast that will make you feel better. Okay, it's been sent. You will now feel better, even if you don't necessarily understand why. Actually, I don't need to use the Aetheryte, I'll just walk. Oh, Morrowind, of course, that's another fucking Elder Scrolls game. I forgot about that one. Morrowind apparently took place as a small island in Morrowind and not the main land. Interesting. They should have called it like 2/3 of or like 1/3 of Morrowind or something. I don't know. Welcome, friends. I take it Y'shtola has apprised you of the situation. Let us waste no time, then. According to our best intelligence, the Sahagin has not crystals enough to summon their god. Alas, we did not count on the Serpent Reavers venturing as far as to Thanalan to supplement their cache. For our short-sightedness, we are faced with the grim prospect of Leviathan's imminent return. Needless to say, I am not inclined to let the fishbacks have their way. Even as we speak, Maelstrom is ready to make a large-scale operation to thwart the summoning, and we will welcome the Scion's support in this endeavor. But if, gods forbid, our efforts should come to naught, we will need to trouble you for more than mere support, much as I did when Titan last walked these lands. I remember that. A lot of my friends died after that. That was great. Lady Minfilia, am I given to understand that you mean to accompany our soldiers to the front lines? I can only assume you have sound reason for doing so. I do, Admiral, but I would rather not be drawn on their nature. I will say only that there is something I would see with mine own eyes. Is that so? Well, I am not so stubborn as to deny the wish of one whose aid I require, but precautions must be taken. I shall require that you remain by my side at all times. With that settled, let us speak of the operation. I like that Merleweb is not like, I'm assigning you a contingent of bodyguards. She's like, no, be next to me. Because I'm good. I'll just kill anything that comes near us. Ruja, Maelstrom scouts are currently can somebody please tell me how that word is pronounced? I can never figure out how this word is pronounced. I just don't. And I heard it in Xenoblade 3 just recently the other day, and I still can't remember how the fuck it's pronounced. I feel like I want to overpronounce it because it's French. Reconnoitering? That sounds about right. Maelstrom scouts are currently reconnoitering Sahagin movements within the Sapsa spawning grounds. Upon completing their mission, they will return to the operations staging point at Camp Skull Valley. I want you to make your way there forthwith. That you must be appraised of the latest intelligence. Commander Falkbreda has charge of the garrison. Oh yeah, we know her. We've met her. Yeah, no L, 'cause you're a W. Thanks, Piop. You are too. There may not be a better chance to learn the true nature of the Echo. I cannot well allow the opportunity to pass me by. In case I wasn't clear, time is short, Ruja. Make haste to Camp Skull Valley and request the latest intelligence from Commander Falkbreda. That means now, fucker. Cool. Yeah, I'll do that. Alright. Western Linyotia, I think, right? Yeah. Well, let's go to the Fisherman's Guild first. It's important, because we gotta take a ship there. Take me to the Beer Town. Oh man, it's really foggy out. Wonder if we'll get to ask some of the Company of Heroes members for help. You never know. Some of them are still alive. And some of them are even willing to talk to us, provided we do a ton of bullshit for them. Hi, Yugiri. A soldier of the Maelstrom has kindly furnished me with information on the enemy. Armed with this knowledge, I promise you that my presence will count for something. Of late, this area has played host to many a bloody skirmish between Leminson and Sahagin forces. That does not surprise me. This place is a little bit fucked up. Falkbreda? I have been expecting you, Scion of the Seventh Dawn. On behalf of the men and women here, I thank you for your cooperation. The safety of our citizens is paramount. With your aid, we will prevent Leviathan's return.
Scouts in distress. Falkbreda is growing ever more agitated by the minute. As you may already know, Maelstrom scouts have been dispatched to the reconnoiter. I got it this time. The Sapsa spawning grounds. Though it pains me to admit it, the Maelstrom has never faced a foe like the likes of this before. We must proceed with all due caution. Among other things, they have orders to determine where Leviathan might emerge, assuming it comes to that. And yet, their return is long overdue. I fear that ill may have befallen them. For better or worse, we may ascertain their fate. If it is not too much to ask, I would have you aid us in the search. 5 scouts ventured into Sapsa all told. Here, take this flask of restorative to tend to those who may have been wounded. It pains me to even consider the notion. If they have perished, circumstances permitting, I ask that you recover their bodies. By no means venture too deep into the enemy territory, however. We can ill afford to lose you at this juncture. Sure. Hi, Nov. How you doing, buddy? We'll get to you eventually. Oh, there, we found one. Help! Somebody! Of all the times to forget the restorative. Ugh. Don't worry, Maelstrom Restorative. This fact-acting concoction temporarily imbues strength while suppressing pain, allowing wounded soldiers to make their way to safety. Excuse me. Thank you. I owe you my life. We were ambushed by the Serpent Reavers. Lightly armed as we were, we didn't stand a chance. I was able to flee this far, but the others were captured. They were taken to Serpent's Tongue, I'm certain of it. I can make my own way back to camp, but I fear the worst for my comrades. Save them, I beg you. Hey, random question real quick. Not that. I don't suppose... Oh, shit. The fate for my book is up. Well, I mean, I'm not sure if I want to do this without bees and Chezek. Fuck it, I know I can fly there, but like... fuck it, whatever, I'll do it. Bees, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I took the opportunity, and this isn't the first time I've been one fate ahead of you, and it's fine. There'll be more fates. Probably. Do I have anything else in this area that I can do? I can look out for some Sahagin too, I suppose. The King's Justice. There are many creatures in Eorzea who call themselves king. However, only one of these is a mantis with claws powerful enough to decollate a stone golem, the Mantis King. Stay on your foes, or it's off with your head. Oh, I don't even have Art of War. I'm just gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. Yeah, I mean, certainly they come and go frequently, but I'm trying to make a concerted effort to make sure that I'm doing all the books that I can alongside bees, as requested by them. And also Chezek, if he manages to, whenever he manages to catch up. Although he is caught up now, but you never know. Maybe he will fall behind. Chezek Grimbo. That's right, that's his name. That's what they call him on the streets. Cheeseman Grimblow. Famous bartender at Eskrat. God, this is thrilling gameplay. Thanks for sticking with me, by the way, guys. Speaking of which,
I've got a little bit of I've got a little plan. Or I've got a little something planned for a couple weeks from now. Monday, not this coming Monday, but the following Monday. That's going to be guaranteed a Realm Reread stream, no matter where it falls on the schedule, in terms of, ARR variety. And I'm not 100% sure what we're going to be doing, but I have some interesting stuff that I'd like to do. And one of those things is potentially giveaways of some kind. And I would likely make it a choice for the people in question, whoever wins. Give? Yes. It would be just kind of like a lottery kind of thing, people who are interested put their names in, and if you win, you win. Yeah, you know what a giveaway is, Tom. I think you do, at least. I'll probably be, I don't know exactly how many actual prizes I'm going to give out. I'll have to take kind of a look at my own, looky here, lads, fresh meat for the larder. I'll have to look at my available funds and see what I can allot. I have what I'd like to do, at the very least. Well, soldiers' corpses. The mutilated corpse of a Maelstrom soldier. They're dead. Sad. Oh well. Oh, actually, hold on. We had some enemies over here that we could kill. To once again get ahead of bees. Ever play the game as you're watching and get scared of... Oh, also, I just realized that I didn't do that fate with the relic equipped, so I actually did not successfully complete it. So I'm not ahead of bees anymore. See, it all worked out because of my own incompetence. I'm no longer sorry, bees, because I'm an idiot. I'm just gonna ignore anything else that I see like that, because I'm not... Ugh. Alright. Anyway, your friends are dead. Sorry. You have returned, and thank the navigator. When I'd learned you went into the Serpent's Tongue by yourself, I feared you would meet with an untimely demise. But tell me, what came of the others? They met with an untimely demise. Dear gods! These wounds were not intended to kill, but torture and maim. Does their savagery know no bounds? Enemies or no, they go too far. I dread to think what may have become of the two who remain unaccounted for, but I pray they haven't suffered the same evil fate. At the very least, one of my men came back alive, and for that I owe you my thanks. The price we paid was dear, but we have the intelligence we need. Even as we speak, the Admiral finalizes the details of the operation. The war horns will sound any moment now. Be ready to sally forth when they do. And we got Spirit Bond Potion. I think these are important, maybe. Okay, yep, same thing, same thing. Alright. Gift of Eternity. Falkbreeder awaits the commencement of the operation with barely concealed rage. Thrice damned fishback bastards. I'll kill them slowly and chase their rotten souls through all 7 hells. Peace, Commander. We are here for a purpose, and vengeance is not it. I want your mind on the task, savvy? My apologies, Admiral. You may count on me to keep a clear head. Good. According to our sole surviving scout, the Sahagin and their thralls have already begun to amass at the Aetheryte at the depths of Sapsa. If we are to act, it must be now. The men are ready. We but await your orders, Admiral. As predicted, the Sahagin have tightened security in and around the spawning grounds. A frontal assault is like to be met with fierce resistance. Ah, but we are not so artless as that, Commander. We shall divide our forces and strike them hard and fast at key locations. Hard and fast, I said. Remember, our ultimate objective is to take the Sapsa Aetheryte and eliminate the Sahagin priest presiding over the summoning. We are not here to kill them all. We are not here to kill every last one of them. The Maelstrom shall engage and distract the Sahagin's legion of drowned pirates at the Serpent's Tongue. Commander, you have charge over this effort. Be mindful that the lay of the land there is devilish for attacking forces. Let the foreign levy spearhead the assault and have the subsequent units fan out to cover their flanks. At the selfsame moment, a diversionary squadron formed of galleons from the Crimson Fleet shall harry the enemy from offshore. In likewise, we Scions shall form smaller units in hopes of confusing the Sahagin defensive effort. Ruja and Y'shtola, the two of you are to make your way to the site of the summoning ritual. The Admiral's diversion should serve to thin the enemy's defenses, rendering your path less perilous. A small party, I believe, shall be able to win through without drawing unwarranted attention. Thancred and Ugiri, your mission is to lure as many Sahagin as possible out of the spawning grounds. Having done so, take to your heels and circle round to join the infiltration unit of Y'shtola and Ruja. When all has been set in motion, I myself shall cut a path to the Aetheryte, accompanied by Lady Minfilia, as was agreed. Well, don't let me keep you, friends. To battle! Hi! When last did we fight side by side, Ruja? Too long ago, I warrant. But come, let us away. I think that's a unique line, because we started in Lims Lamitza. And we have actually fought side by side with her. Although technically, maybe not, because we also fight side by side with her when we're rescuing Ida, or when we're rescuing Biggs and Wedge from the Garleans in Ishgard. But whatever. Hi! Summoning ritual is taking place at the Beastman Aetheryte deep within. Thither we must go. Obstructing our way is a multitude of checkpoints. It would be well advised to dispatch as many enemies as possible along the way, that we might avoid later interference. Let us take separate routes and merge before the Aetheryte. 'Tis the better to confuse the enemy sentinels. Works for me. Hey, fuckers. Psst, intruders! Sick. Keep it moving. You shall not pass. Boy, what am I gonna do for dinner today, I wonder? Summon reinforcements! You shall pay with your lives! I'm thinking... Today, I've been really tired, so I don't want to put in a lot of effort for food, but also I've said that, like, several days in a row now, so I should probably put in a little bit of effort for food. Also, this guy said 4 Lord Leviathan. More like 5 Lord Leviathan. Or 6 feet. 6 for Leviathan. 6 Leviathan. 6 Lord Leviathan. There we go. Because he's going to be 6 feet under the ground when I kill him. Because he's going to die. Nailed it. Hi, Stola. How you doing? Pray, do not concern yourself. 'Twas but a glancing blow. Come, the Aetheryte is close at hand. Let us press on.
Damn them. They have made thralls of soldiers and civilians both.
Did I miss much?
Go ninja, go ninja, go! Go ninja, go ninja, go!
So
A second dagger!
Far East. Mental note, pick no quarrel with Domans.
Don't worry, everybody. The term race war has been added to permitted terms. Thanks, Hunter.
But seriously, if I am to keep up, I must needs forsake elegance for efficiency.
Thancred's first class change. No, it's kind of a race war.
To the Aetheryte!
You'll forgive me my lateness.
God, she's so fucking cool.
I've been something of a liability of late, I know. 'Tis high time I set about making amends.
Long have you shriveled sewer walkers tormented our kind. But no more! Your time is at an end!
People say that a lot.
You shall perish with salt in your wounds and sea in your lungs. Lord of the world, hearken to our plea. Lord of the world, deliver us from our misery.
Do you feel that?
Shoot him!
I know this sensation. It's the echo.
What? Such power! It is transcendent!
Oh, that was easy.
Now I've got your power.
Oh shit, he gave him his stupid hat.
7 hells.
Strike me down if you will. It is futile! I have mastered the gift. I am eternal!
What if you just shoot the other 2 guys and then shoot him? There's like only like 3 more.
O mighty Leviathan, ruler of the seas, born of waters primordial, I offer unto you this frail flesh, that you might grant your faithful servants deliverance. I beseech you, come forth!
Die, damn you!
Yeah, see? Just keep shooting them. There's only so many left. Just keep going, man. God, I fucking love Merlin.
Foolish shorewalker! You cannot kill that which is eternal!
Like Doom Eternal. For the Nintendo PC. Oh yeah, that's a big snake.
Heavens forfend.
Damn it all!
Shoot at it!
My being am the way. It should by right be infinite. Am I not immortal? Curse you, emissary! You promised me everlasting.
Now I've got your power.
And then he leaves. Cool, he's nice. He doesn't care, he's just leaving.
Where did he go?
Underwater, I would assume.
What say you? Nary a single ship? Hells take that sea demon. Gather the survivors and get to shore. Leave the wrecks for the pirates. Leviathan wastes no time. The diversionary squadron is lost. For a mercy, 'twould seem the Primal now makes for open sea. But why does he not press his advantage? Unless... God save us. He means to unleash a tidal wave.
blah blah blah, tidal wave, blah blah blah, tidal wave, blah blah blah, tidal wave. Alright, how are we doing? If we meet Leviathan on open seas, we put ourselves at the Primal's mercy. We must think of a way to meet him on face him on equal terms. The gods of this realm are vengeful beings. 'Tis of little wonder the Garleans fear their kind so. Thanker, what the fuck was that, by the way? Where did your second knife go? Did you drop it? Though the mission ended in failure, I take solace in knowing that Minfilia is unharmed. Had we only arrived but a moment earlier, or continued shooting them, perhaps. But there is no time to brood over what might have been. Leviathan is returned, and we must needs find a way to deal with him. Understand, I speak of no normal wall of water. That which Leviathan makes ready to conjure carries more destructive power than aught seen in nature. The fantastic Ms. Mordio, the one and only. The lesbian of all time, Rita Mordio. Enough to rage entire coastal settlements. If his last attempt is any guide, we cannot suffer history to be repeated. Yet how in the seven hells are we to prevent it? What do you mean all those question marks for? What did I say that confused you? Into the heart of the world, Merlewib is brooding over Leviathan's return. Though a plight cries out for action, we must take thought. So long as Leviathan remains in open sea, he is effectively beyond our reach. Our fleet is second to none, of that you may be sure, but Limmerlane herself would struggle to best the Lord of Whirl in his element. In a straight fight, he would make meat and matchwood of us. We need another plan, that much is plain. Let us return to Limsa and see if we cannot think of one. I shall await you in the command room. Ah, Western Lenosha. It's beautiful. Even though there's all those weird fucking, like, seashells and stuff coming out of there. It's gorgeous. Judith the real queen, though? True. A battle maniac among a people of immortal airheads. Yes. Her people are just kind of carefree and don't really pay attention to much. You are expected in the command room. Pray do not keep the Admiral waiting. Okay. Alright, everybody, how are we doing? If Leviathan is allowed to unleash a tidal wave, nothing within 10 miles of the coast will be safe, let alone Limsa. I trust you see what's at stake here. To confront the Lord of the Whirl in his watery domain is far from ideal, yet he is not like to come to us. Would that he lacked the mean to strike us from afar. When I saw Leviathan rise from the depths, I cannot well describe what I felt. No words could prepare one for such a sight. The Sahagin Elder claimed to have become eternal, yet he was summarily consumed by Leviathan. What might this imply? Being the observant adventurer you are, you will have doubtless noticed my dagger work back at Sapsa. You know me, Ruja. I like to dabble a bit of this and that. I'm good at using my hands, you see. Like to finger a dagger.
There used to be a hamlet beyond South Tidegate in western Lanosha. Halfstone it was called. Some years prior to the Maelstrom's founding, Leviathan rose from the briny depths and set about unleashing watery hell upon us. On that occasion, the Company of Heroes put him down before he could do too much damage. But when the bastard came next, this time in the wake of the calamity, we were not so fortunate. Weary of ravaging our shoreline, he summoned a tidal wave which fair leveled Hearthstone and washed the soil away for good measure.
The area was subsequently occupied by the Sahagin.
Aye, the thrice-damned creatures transformed it into a spawning ground for their brood. Given the quantity of crystals stolen to feed him and his legion of thralls, we can be fairly sure that Leviathan is stronger now than in his previous incarnations. If that sea demon is left to wreak havoc, what befell Hearthstone may well befall a larger settlement, even Limsa. That cannot happen. The Primal must be stopped.
That was ever our objective, Admiral. But how are we to achieve it? The sea is Leviathan's uncontested domain. The ships of the 3rd Squadron could not close to within 100 yards of the Primal, nor could their cannons pierce his defenses.
I have read the reports, Master Thancred. Our warships may as well have been bloody pleasure barges for all the good they did. 7 hells! Is there no way that we might strike back?
The Company of Heroes defeated Leviathan, having first lured him into an inlet, but we must needs contend with him upon the open sea. It will avail us little to consult past experience.
Admiral, if I may.
Speak freely, Marshal.
By all accounts, Leviathan's most formidable weapon is the very sea itself. Waves and whirlpools, tides and currents, all these things are his to command. The key to victory, I believe, lies in disarming our foe. This, in effect, is what the Company of Heroes achieved with their ruse. We cannot lure Leviathan from the sea a second time. But what if we could weaken his hold upon the element of water? I have heard of devices capable of such wonders. They draw upon the power of corrupted crystals, I am told. If mounted upon a ship, such a device might be used to prevent Leviathan from bringing the full force of the sea to bear against us, rendering him no more dangerous than any other sea serpent.
Any other 40-foot-long sea serpent.
Grant the Enterprise safe passage through Garuda's tempest, did he not?
Begging your pardon, my lady, but to give credit where it's due, this is something I heard from an old arcanist friend of mine.
It makes little difference who thought of it first, so long as it works. Beg the specifications of this device from your friend, and I shall pass them on to our people at Naldic and Vermelis. But before we proceed any further, I would voice one concern. Piercing Garuda's defenses is one thing. Suppressing Leviathan's attacks, quite another. In matters of science, I am as a babbling babe, but I cannot well imagine that such a feat would be possible without a veritable mountain of corrupted crystals. The question being, do we have a ship big enough to bear such a burden?
Mayhap not, Admiral, but two might. Recall you the tale of Mistbeard's greatest haul? It is said that he lashed 2 ships together, side by side, the better to bear his plunder.
Also, this is once again put in context again if you do the Hullbreaker Isle dungeon quest, where you learn that this guy is Mistbeard. So he does know what that is because he did it. It was his idea.
By your leave, we might attempt to repeat the trick. The gods know it would be quicker than building a new vessel.
Mistbeard did this. Truly, Marshal, upon the subject of the Pirate King, you are as a scholar.
Now, from what I have gleaned of these matters, the device will need to be in close and constant...
Boss, don't break my cover!
To wit, we must lash our twin vessel to Leviathan. This in itself will be no small feat. Ramming speed will be required, but given the weight of the cargo, that will only be attainable with the aid of a towing vessel. Suffice it to say, the task of piloting said vessel will entail considerable danger, and I would not ask it of another. I volunteer myself.
'Twill be dangerous for all involved, but we have no better recourse. Very well. Commodore, assemble the remnants of the fleet at Morabee Bay. Give priority to our soundest vessels. The repairs can wait. Storm Marshal Slafierson, command of the operation is yours. I want that twin vessel ready to sail post-haste.
Is that how that name is pronounced? Good to know. I'm not going to remember that, but sure, good to know.
At once, Admiral.
And then there is the small matter of slaying the beast. The fate of Limsa Lominsa rests upon your shoulders once again. Go well, warrior of light.
Alright. I have my people working triple shifts on the twin vessel, but it will take some time yet. Time we may not have. Heaven hells, this waiting is liable to drive a lot of us mad. To confront the Lord of the Whirl in his watery domain. No, that's the same. Nope, that's the same. Man, you guys are not just talking about what just occurred at all, are you? Being held as gods also exist in what you call the Far East. Legend tells us that they walk among us even in days of yore, but I confess I never truly believed them. That I should live to behold one is humbling and horrifying in equal measure. Now that I have come face to face with a primal, I do begin to understand why the Garleans fear them so. What is it? A message, Admiral. I judge it best that it be delivered at once. I am listening. According to the Yellow Jackets, a man has appeared who claims to have defeated Leviathan. One of the company of heroes? The details are yet hazy, Admiral. We have dispatched one of our own to question the individual. I am disinclined to put any store by this claim, and even it should be true, it is as Y'shtola said. None save the company of heroes have bested Leviathan, and we know how they went about it. If this man is of their number, what could he tell us that we do not know already? What the fuck was... Random apartment noises. And yet, having wagered Limsa's survival on 2 ships, some rope, and a pile of crystals, can we afford to ignore this man? If his testimony could yield us any manner of advantage, should we not hear it? Damn it all. The twin vessel will soon be ready. We have no time to wait for the Maelstrom's report on the supposed Primal Slayer's claims. Ruja, seek him out and see what he knows. At the very least, it will spare you the torment of waiting for the reckoning in idleness. The man you are looking for is believed to be a resident of the Grey Fleet in Lower Lenosha. Storm Private sent to question him should already be in the vicinity. May your journey prove fruitful. I have a bad feeling about this. were our plight any less grim, I should not ask you this, Ruja, but grim it is, and here we are. Go to the Grey Fleet and find out what your fellow Primal Slayer knows, if Primal Slayer he be. Oh, and you have my permission to break his bloody legs if he's lying. Oh, well, see, now I'm okay with going. I have permission to severely injure people. All right. Out we go. Might be a little late to go live. No, it's all good. We'll see what it is. Ah, for fuck's sake, it is him. Now look here, you'll have your bloody story right after you carry those sacks of grain over to the mill. But sir, that's what you said before you had me pick those oranges for you, and before I mucked out the chocobo stables, and before I rolled that millstone over to the mill, and also before... Gods, man, I've worked 3 days straight without a wink of sleep. 3 days! And do you hear me complaining? Ah, I suppose some of us ain't just ain't made for the rougher stuff. All right, I'll give you what you want. Never let it be said that old Tractome ain't a generous soul. Now pick up your ears, because I won't be repeating myself. Too modest, see? Besides, there's only so much epicness a man can take in one sitting, you ken? Ah, the tale of Tractome's own epic victory over the dread Primal Leviathan. Now, Leviathan is huge, make no mistake. To give you an idea how big, each of his scales is about as wide across as me members long, and that's no mean feat, let me tell you. When I fought him, he could barely see for all the brine he was pelting me with. Must have been a lagoon's worth at least. He even knocked me trusty axe out of my hands at one stage. Of course, that proved to be a grave mistake. What happened next? Why, I grabbed him by the tail and tied him up in knots. But not wanting to take all the glory for myself, I let me mates in the company of heroes handle the rest. Like I said, I'm modest as well as heroic. Mayhap too modest. Now, there's some that say you can never truly beat Leviathan, that you've got to learn to live with them and make the best of a bad situation. Not the company, though. Hey, buddy. Ah! It's you! I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I was enjoying the attention is all. I take back everything I said. I was never part of the company of heroes. I'm no marauder. I'm actually a complete coward. I'm nothing. I'm chocobo dung. No, I'm the maggots you find in wriggling in chocobo dung. I have to lie to women to tumble them, and that don't happen much. Me member's tiny. It's pathetic. You didn't need to add that last part. I sure as hell didn't fight Leviathan, but I have seen him with my own eyes. 'Twas a few years back when I was working as a baker's hand. I was shirking me duties one day, loitering about the harbor when I saw it. A great big massive sea serpent malms off the coast with a fleet of galleons making straight for it, cannons firing. I was so bloody scared I soiled myself right then and there. What? Oh gods, just remember that day made me soil myself all over again. Hey, if you're asking about Leviathan, it means you're planning on fighting him, ain't you? Well, take care. He really is terrible. Dreadful, I tell you. If you're not careful, you'll end up in his gullet at the bottom of the sea. Thanks, man. Why, you worthless lying horse son, I can't believe you made me handle chocobo dung. Ruja, this is Minfilia. Were you able to learn aught of use against Leviathan? No. I beg your pardon?
Leviathan? I see. That is unfortunate. At any rate, I have tidings for you. The twin vessel is now complete. We await you at the Moraby dry docks. Pray make your way here as soon as you are able. How did he even get the name that wrong? Like, where do you get Beatus out of Leviathan? I can understand Titan and Titus, you know? But, like, I don't know. That one's a stretch even for me. We didn't even get to break his kneecaps. We don't have time. Alright. Where the fuck am I? Here we go. Hi, everybody! In order to build the War Eater, we had to decommission 2 perfectly serviceable galleons. Suffice it to say, their captains weren't best pleased with the notion, but when I offered them the chance to keep their ships and face Leviathan in our stead, they magnanimously withdrew their complaints. We must all make sacrifices for the greater good, they said. It will require no small amount of helmsmanship to tow the War Eater. I dare say delivering you safely to Leviathan will be a battle in itself. I won't be doing it, of course, but it'll still be tough. Would that we had armed ourselves with more knowledge beforehand. Well, it cannot now be helped. I take comfort in the fact that you will have faced worse odds in the past and have ever prevailed. You will do so again. Of that I have no doubt. When Master Ainzar first proposed the twin vessel, I must confess that I had my doubts. Only now that the War Leader is complete that I see the elegance of the solution. To complete the twin vessel in so short a time with limited materials, the people of Nadik and Vimeles have won an admirer in me. I wonder if they have any beautiful women working there. I'm told your jaunt to the Grey Fleet proved fruitless. My sympathies, lass. I'll wager it served to take your mind off the events of recent days, though. But enough of that nonsense. The true moment of truth is upon us. The twin vessel, the War Leader, I call her, is complete, and she surpasses all my expectations. In addition to her prodigious tonsage, she had been fitted with a platform that you and yours might maneuver freely in battle. I would mention that she is nigh unsinkable, but I'm not one to tempt fate. The War Leader and her crew stand ready, my friend. Just give the word and we shall bear you to Leviathan. Just as soon as you accept this next quest. Lord of the Whirl. Ainzar stands ready to send you off to your encounter with the Lord of the Whirl, the titular one. Ah, I know that look. You are ready. Having been constructed in some haste, the War Leader may not be pretty, but I assure you she's capable. She's been fitted with what our friends at Naldik and Vimeles are calling an elemental converter. Assuming the thing works, it will power the use of the corrupted crystals on board to rob Leviathan of his hold over water. Depending upon how the battle unfolds, you may well need to activate the device manually. Keep that in mind. Alright team, let's go over the plan. Ruja will do all the fighting and we'll sit here and cheer her on. It is expected that Sahagin and their thralls will attempt to come to Leviathan's defense. Accordingly, the Maelstrom will once again employ diversions. Thankard and Y'shtola, I would have you assist in this effort. If it is to fulfill its purpose, your diversionary force must not want for numbers. By your leave, I too would volunteer my blade. We would welcome it. Having you fight in Sapsa, I dare say the fishbacks will find your presence highly diverting. Thankard and Y'shtola, if you would join the 3rd levy, and Lady Ugiri the 5th. But what words have I for the woman who has already made sport of slaying gods? Only these. Go warily, for the sea is an unforgiving place to wage war. May the navigators guide you through the storm, warrior of light. I would echo, get it? Because we have the echo, the Admiral's sentiments, and add a few words of mine own. Know that we have the utmost faith in you, Ruja. May the crystal bless and keep you. The Whore Eater Hard, now accessible. Alright, I'm gonna go take a piss real quick. Just a nice quick piss. And then I'll be back.
I've pissed. Let's do the fight. The Whore Eater. The Sahagin, reviled beast tribe nation native to the Indigo Deep, have succeeded in summoning forth their voracious god, the Primal Leviathan. Should the mighty serpent be allowed to unleash a tidal wave, the entire city of Limsa will be swept into the sea. Faced with watery oblivion, the leaders of the Maelstrom have conceived a desperate plan. By lashing together 2 warships and filling their holds with corrupted crystals, they hope to pierce the Lord of the World's defenses and give a chosen few the chance to dispatch the Primal with courage and steel. The World Eater sits in the bay with her towing vessel, the Triumph, awaiting but the command to cast off. If you guys want to join me, feel free. I will send invitations. All right. Hello. Nice horse. Let's see. All right, let's get out there, shall we? And by that I mean let's sit in queue for a little bit. I'm gonna climb these boxes. Good times. Oh, okay, never mind. I don't get to relax at all. Meow. You trespass upon my domain, tainted of the light. I'm gonna turn that funky music up, white boy. I'm the white boy. Alright, here we go. Where's he gonna come from? Over there. Bonk. Alright, now Leviathan, his head is immune to ranged attacks, and his tail is immune to magic attacks. Which means that thou must chooseth thine targets wisely, if you are either ranged or caster. Ow! Ow, ow, ow! Where the fuck did that come from? Am I being attacked? I'm being attacked by the tail. I hope one of the tanks picks up the tail eventually. That would be nice. Oh, and now we gotta kill the gyro spumes. Love a good spume. Hey Nico, can you tell one of the tanks to pick up aggro of the tail, please, so I'm not taking autos? That would be nice. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter now, does it? Mine is the power to cleanse all things. Naught can withstand the relentless onslaught of the waves. You challenge me with trickery? Fools! Your mortal contrivances cannot quell the raging sea or this sick track! Nicer about telling them to pick up the fucking tail than I would have been. Thank you, Nico. My waters are stilled. This is the blessing of the light. Snake dead. We did it. Good work, Bunny in a maid outfit. You did it. I didn't get any fucking commends for that. Cool. Oh, nobody was even waiting for me here? I just have to... You guys, I thought you were gonna be waiting for me to celebrate my victory, but no, you were just like, nope, we'll see you back in town. Make your way back there yourself. Well, thank you for holding back so we could hear that cool track. Nicola would have been there. Then why wasn't he? Where is Nicola? Is he okay? Is he sleeping? Dalen, I think, probably picked up some contract work, so he's busy. Is who hot? Nico? Or Nicola? I'm not qualified to comment on either. I'm a women enjoyer. I'm not very good at understanding what makes men attractive. I have my own ideas on what it is, but they're rarely accurate. Knowing the urgency of your business, I thought it best to refrain from making conversation with during your past few visits, but today I will permit myself a few words. I feel truly privileged to have the honor of admitting a hero such as you. You are an inspiration to us all, madam. And on that note, the Admiral awaits for you in the command room. Wink. Hey guys, I did it. Thanks for waiting for me. Another notch on the old belt, is it? Well done, my friend. Were I a god, I dare say I would tremble at your summoning. So often do you achieve the impossible that I fear my words of congratulation will begin to sound repetitive, if indeed they have not already. With this in mind, I shall only say that I am glad of your safe return. Oh, that's probably why you weren't on Nicola, yeah. That such beings can be defeated runs contrary to all I know. Whence comes your strength and sense of purpose? Mostly it comes from the idea of, I really want to go home. There are very few feelings as powerful as as an introvert who really wants to leave a situation. My congratulations, Ruja. This victory will serve to quiet the Sahagin. For a time, at least. A number of things did not go exactly to plan, I will admit. Leviathan denied us the luxury of ramming him, for one, but let's not quibble over the manner of victory, eh? If Limsa is safe, and we are yet undrowned, I conclude that it has been a good day. Now, go and bask in the Admiral's gratitude, will you? You certainly have earned the right.
We Lominsons are sworn to strive, till sea swallows all. And swallow all it would have, had Leviathan prevailed. That we still strive now, we owe in no small part to you. Not for the first time, you have delivered Limsa Lominsa from the wrath of a primal. Never has our nation known a stouter ally. On behalf of my people, I give you my humblest thanks. 'Tis meet that I give thanks to old Mistbeard, too, for his fine solution. Whatever else he may have been, 'tis clear he was a resourceful soul. Would that I had a man like him in my service.
These lines are so funny, because it's literally just like inside joke between these two. Haha, wouldn't it be really funny if Mistbeard was helping me? Tee-hee. Everybody's like, shut the fuck up.
I had no inkling that the people of Eorzea contended with such mighty foes. Suffice it to say, their existence came as something of a shock, as did the idea that they could be defeated. This experience has served to remind me of the vastness of the world, and the boundless potential of man. Though I am but a refugee in this realm, I would fain be of use to you in your fight. Know that I am tutored in one of the foremost combat arts of the Far East. It may seem outlandish to the Eorzean eye, but should any of your people care to learn, I would be pleased to initiate them.
I'm already a ninja, actually, but thank you. Also, on the topic of character lore that we are discussing currently in chat, I think technically we are at a point in the story where I could potentially write more. But I'm trying to avoid writing from Rouge's perspective as much as possible, because I think it's funnier that way. Because her internal monologue is, oh fuck, 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 oh shit, I wanna go home, 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 ooh, a book, I wanna go home, I wanna go home. And that's not really interesting to read.
And I will see to it that they are grateful. I have no doubt that your knowledge and skills will serve us well. Besides, your art is not so outlandish as you think. Would you not agree, Master Thancred?
Naught escapes your searching eye, Admiral. Few are privy to this information, but Limsa Lominsa is home to a certain secret fraternity. Its members are trained in a form of combat, not unlike your own.
This is translation. They introduced rogues in this patch, and also ninja.
By my judgment, it should not be beyond such individuals to adapt to the techniques I witnessed you employing with such admirable deftness.
I am heartened to hear this. I too noted a kinship between your style and mine own, though it seemed to me that you fought differently in the beginning.
Yeah, what's the gameplay excuse for that, buddy?
I suppose I did. What can I say? I'm a man of many talents.
The explanation is, there isn't one.
Thancred was once something of a scoundrel who fraternized with the criminal class in these parts.
Yestola! You jest, of course.
But for a chance encounter with Alphino's grandsire, he might never have left Limsa Lominsa, or received an education.
The face of Thancred terror.
Or taken up his post in Uldar, which is where he trained in the blade, lest you wonder.
Minfilia, please!
Alright, just spill the backstory all over the
It
floor.
would seem there is more to you than meets the eye, Master Thancred.
Ba-na-ba-ba-na.
Lady Yugiri, I am told that you and yours came to Eorzea seeking permanent resettlement, and that many domins have since been engaged as frontier hands at Revenant's Toll. Moderna is many things, but a place of refuge it is not. Know that I would like nothing better than to furnish your people with a new home here on Lominsan soil. Alas, racked by instability as we are, our nation is in no fit state to take you in. Yet I'll not have it said that we turned a blind eye to your suffering. Until such time as we can do more, I pledge to send provisions.
We are in your debt, Admiral. I realize that it scarce qualifies as repayment. But if it please you, I shall set about sharing my martial knowledge with your people at once.
You wished a word in private.
The better not to spoil the festive mood. History repeats itself, Admiral. As the kobolds did before them, the Sahagin resorted to summoning their god over a territorial feud. They acted in self-preservation. It may be that the Sahagin initiated this particular clash, but how it begins does not interest me so much as how it ends.
I have not forgotten our conversation, Y'ashtola. I am aware that man bears part of the blame for the Primal's existence. Nor am I ignorant of the Sahagin's reason for acting. They sought to secure a place to breed and multiply that their kind might survive. Self-preservation, as you say. But we have as much right to live and thrive as they. If our own survival is threatened, are we to lay down our arms and welcome oblivion? Nay.
And so you kill, that you might live. Yet if living is a right, then that right belongs to all peoples, be they men or beastmen.
I'll not deny your reasoning, but when a storm gathers, it falls to me to see my people safely through it. That is my duty, and I...
As must we all, Admiral. Stay the course, then, but know that it will lead to no good end.
Man has ever put himself first and foremost. To justify his actions, he clads himself in the armor of righteousness, though it be a fancy of his own making. In this, mayhap the Garleans and we Domans are not so different.
Eorzea has become as a raging sea. If we are to keep our heads above the waves, we cannot scruple to drown the man next to us. When hopes of coexistence founder, strength must determine who has the greater right to live.
What a good conversation that was. We're almost done, I think. When Yugiri met the fraternity, Xanthale has orders to point you in the direction of the Lominsan underworld.
The Admiral has informed me of the arrangement I have in my keeping a letter of introduction for Lady Ugiri. To the south stands a gate leading to a pier for smaller fishing vessels. Look for an inconspicuous Huron man there and present the letter to him. He serves as a gatekeeper of sorts. Now, before you go, I am obliged to remind you that the members of the fraternity to which you would be introduced abide in the shadows of Leminson society. They value their independence more highly than pirates, and are united by a bond stronger than mithril. To the wit, they are invariably wary of new faces. Though it may be penned by the Admiral herself, mere words on parchment will get you only so far into their confidence. You must work for every ounce of trust they placed in you. But here is the letter. Go to the aforementioned place and show it to the aforementioned man. Oh, and good luck. Good news, buddy. I'm already in good with the rogues. Look. See? I'm cool. I'm ready to rock. I'm gaming. I'm ninja. Look at me go. Where am I going? This way? I'm going this way. Excuse me, let's see. We have a shadowy woman and an inconspicuous man. Hi! What? Didn't your mammy teach you it's rude to stare? I don't have a mammy. I have a mom, but I don't have a mammy. Got business with me, venturer. Merlwyb's letter of introduction. Letter penned by Admiral Merlwyb, introducing Ugiri of Doma to the members of Limsa. Give me a minute. Lominsa's as yet unnamed secret fraternity. There we go. That's what I was looking for. So you're the woman the Admiral sent word of? I was hoping I might catch a glimpse of Thancred, too. Been a while since I saw his shite-eating grin, but what with the doe-eyed wenches about, I suspect he's got his hands full. Ah, and you must be the Far Easterner what Merlwyb says wants to train with us. Welcome to Limsa, my lady. I'm Ugiri of Doma. 'Tis an honor to make your acquaintance. I must confess, when I first learned of your organization, I had certain preconceptions as to the nature of your membership. It would seem I was mistaken. You're not the first person to say that, lass. Limsa's a city of pirates, to be sure, and pirates don't give two farts about keeping a spotless reputation. They hardly need a secret society to do their dirty work. Might be as my people and I keep to the shadows, but we've got nothing to be ashamed of. It's simply better for business that we remain unseen. And so you have developed fighting techniques suited to this purpose, I see. Know that the practitioners of my art, too, are denizens of shadow. 'Tis in stealth that our strength lies. There is much we might learn from one another, I think. Then what in seven hells are we waiting for? If you'd come with us, Ugiri of Do-Whatsits, we can get acquainted in more private surrounds. Ha! I didn't come out right, did it? Lady Rouja, I will remain with these people for a time, that I might study their ways. Though I am loath to be separated from my countrymen, I take solace in the knowledge that they are in the best of hands. You've been a true friend to us, Domans. No words would suffice to express my gratitude. Ere long, I hope to begin imparting my martial knowledge to the people of Eorzea. When that time comes, it would be my honor to welcome you as a student. I'm literally a ninja right now. As we speak. Core, it's been ages since Thancred up and left the sisters. What I wouldn't give to run with the old scoundrel again, back in the old days. Far Eastern combat, eh? I must say, my curiosity's fairly piqued. Through the maelstrom. Ugiri has the air of a woman bursting with gratitude. Much and more has occurred since I first beheld Eorzea from the galleon's deck. Suffice it to say, I did not envision being invited to play a part in your noble struggle. But forgive me, I have kept you overlong. Doubtless you have pressing business of your own. Rest assured that I no longer require an escort in this land. When next you meet Lady Minfilia, pray relay to her my humblest thanks. Would that I could do so in person, but I must needs fulfill my promise to the Admiral. Till we meet again, Warrior of Light. Anything else to say? Nope. Alright, back to the stones.
Alright. Let's go ahead and let Minfilia know the good news. Oh, we have people doing things here. Dawade and Higiri, new people. An adventurer bends not to authority, but lives and acts according to his own beliefs. He is the master of his own destiny. I have been tasked with helping out in the kitchens. Once I have grown accustomed to my duties, I hope to treat our hosts to traditional Doman cuisine. In my native land, there exists an individuals not unlike these adventurers. Yet, without a master to serve, how does one know the path that one must walk? What's going on over here? Mr. Boulder, how's it going? Some of the Domans wanted to learn how to fight. It's fallen to me to oversee their training. First, I need suitable equipment for everyone.
Don't mind Papa Limo. He's making a fuss over nothing as usual. Yozan's sense of balance is amazing for a boy his age. I wonder how he got so good.
What in the seven hells are you doing up there? Get down here before you fall and break your neck and die.
You think this is impressive? In Doma, we train to run in the treetops.
Some 15 years ago, a mission took me to Ul'dah. 'Twas then that I first chanced to gaze upon your beauty. I was utterly transfixed. I dared not blink lest I deprive myself of even a split second of your radiance.
You do flatter me, dear, and I do believe you have had a bit too much to drink. On behalf of the Scions, I bid you welcome to the Rising Stones. With your cooperation, we hope to grow rich and transform this place into the piling gold. Tee-hee! Oh, Ruja, forgive me, but I must see to the Doman's needs.
The Rising Stones? What a peculiar name for a sanctuary. Hey man, I didn't name it. What if you wanted to solve a... actually, hang on.
History is our friend, young one. The answers to the problems of the present are oft to be found within the past. We must needs but seek them out.
What if you wanted to solve a problem that's already happened, like the Garleans destroying Doma? Well then, what you would do is you would invoke what's called a retcon. And say, actually they didn't destroy Doma, they just like smashed the rebellion down. But that wouldn't happen. We don't retcon things in this continuity. That would just be ridiculous.
I have been reflecting upon the events which took place during our visit to Vilbrand. If you have a moment, I would share my conclusions with you. Please, bear with me.
Go for it.
When the Sahagin Elder summoned Leviathan, he employed the power we have come to know as the Echo. Though I cannot well explain the how of it, it would seem he became immortal in so doing. When the Admiral subsequently slew him, his spirit emerged from his lifeless flesh, a consciousness shorn of physical form. Thus transfigured, he took up residence in the body of his minion with the ease of a man donning a favorite glove. Long have I known that the Echo allows one to pass through the walls of a man's soul. But never did I imagine that it could free us from our own flesh, nor less that our souls could then occupy the next corporeal vessel to take our fancy. It was of this that Elidibus spoke, an existence which knows neither cessation nor oblivion. And yet, though the Sahagin had mastered his gift and thereby become immortal, he was by no means invulnerable. As we both bore witness, he was ultimately absorbed into Leviathan.
Now I've got your power!
And the import of this observation? If the Ascians' mode of existence is indeed the same, it can be inferred that they too are not invulnerable, that they can be destroyed. There exists a legend which tells of souls who are reborn upon the cusp of each umbral calamity, that they might stay the encroaching darkness. To most, it is but a fairy tale, yet recent events have given me cause to wonder, could the legend in fact refer to the Echo? Much and more yet remains unknown, but I am confident that all will become clear in time. For the present, however, what matters is that the key to defeating the Ascians may at last be within sight. With Urianger's aid, it is my hope that I shall fathom this matter ere long. Oh, I was just about to send for you, my friend. Is Artemis?
Grave tidings from the Sharlayan motherland, my lady. It doth concern our distant allies, the students of Baldessian.
What of them?
My lady, the Isle of Val, which for many years hath been the Order's home, is no more.
No more? Whatever do you mean?
I relate only that which hath been conveyed unto me by our agents. An etheric wave of the highest magnitude was recorded in the region. Soon thereafter, 'twas observed that the isle had ceased to be. 'Tis postulated that a magic was evoked, like in power to Ultima.
12 preserve.
Find out what happened to the island of Val 2 expansions from now.
If there are no other matters, I move that today's meeting be adjourned.
How long did he have to sit like this for this like lighting to be like this?
My lord. Forgive my impertinence, my lord, but these orders, I am uncertain as to what end they serve.
Revolution.
Atomic way to start a revolution. Have fun, we're gonna have fun tonight. All right, well that's it. That's the end of the MSQ. Let's see if there's any updated dialogue out here, and then we'll probably end it for the day. Yep, Thancred is still drunkenly chatting with her. Yep, okay, everything seems to be the same. Well, in that case, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to cut it off a little earlier than usual here, 30 minutes earlier than usual, but we have, you know, I have books to do later. I have, OPG, yeah, that's me. Hi, what's up? Can I help you? You're on a delay, so there's gonna be a little bit of, is this UP up? I'm gonna take a wild guess and say yes. But, maybe? Okay, great. Anyway, so, thank you guys very much for watching me, do this shit again, for putting up with me continuing to do this shit. When next we meet, 'twill be on the fields of battle. And by that I mean, it will be tomorrow. That's right, the next stream will be tomorrow, 2 days in a row. I know, it's fucking insane. We're gonna be doing the finale of Psychonauts, and if there's enough time left, we might even start Psychonauts 2. Be there or be square. But that's where we're gonna cut that today.